All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the First and Framerates podcast. Once again, this episode, where are we at, Bills? 25?
Man, I don't even know, man.
Whatever. This is just another episode. I hope
20
you guys,
something.
yeah, it's something. Whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed the last few episodes, and we're just gonna keep trugging along. And today we have another guest. If you don't know who he is, he's an EA game changer. He's also the co-host of the Sim Standard podcast.
Right, we're not. It's like illegal to like these people, ain't it? Like
That's what I heard. That's what they told us.
Yeah.
That we can't like EA game changers. They
Right.
sold out. They out
Right.
here doing all kind of stuff to talk good about the game or whatever. You can't be having that. You're supposed to be loving 2K, but
God forbid we go against the grain, man.
yeah, exactly. But Smitty, man, what's going on?
Not much, man. Just enjoying these games, that's supposed to be the intent. At least when I last checked. I thought that was the key thing to do. Not,
Amen to that.
not be Walter Matthau out here and just be a grumpy old man about it. I didn't know it was supposed to be all that.
Oh, you better watch it, man. They say we start stuff over here at First and
Man,
Framerates.
look.
Don't do it.
That's why he came to the podcast. He's helping us create more drama.
Drama.
DJ Envy.
Right. That's
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Oh, and by the way, you just heard him. We got DJ on. What's going on, DJ?
What up?
Oh, and let's do a reset. This is First and Framerates, episode 25.
All right, it's episode
Yeah.
25. Okay, I'm half asleep, so I can't remember. I worked all day, but it is what it is. And today, it's after E3. We got a lot of information with the new games out and everything, so it's pretty dry. I'm going to start off with talking about something that I've been holding over my head for a while. Before I start, Bills, how was your week?
My week was good, man. I had to put some people in their place on Twitter.
Still talking drama, huh?
Yeah. That's just how it is. Some people need to learn their place in society and in this community, but it's all good. I enjoyed it. He didn't so much. How you doing, Moody? But yeah,
Man, you gassing out people again, man. You gassing out people. Don't do it.
I mean, it is what it is. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. But it's fine. Everybody can go to Twitter to see the actual evidence.
That's my that's my co-host, y'all. That's my co-host.
Hey man, it is what it is.
Unleashed.
I said I wasn't gonna, you know how he starts every video. I said I wasn't gonna do it. Well, yeah, I said I wasn't gonna go into that, but I did.
You thought about it too. That's dang.
I thought about it really hard, and I was like, I'm not gonna talk about how I sunned him, but I did.
So it was premeditated. Well, anyway, like I said, I want to go into something. There was a cloud hanging over my head ever since I started this channel back up. Even not necessarily start the channel back up, but when I revamped the channel and I did the video about the game room and everything. Once I started doing videos again, a lot of people have been asking me, well, what happened to the VirtualFootballer channel? And I really want to go into that. So I may hold y'all up for a minute, but like I said before we started recording, if y'all have any questions about anything, y'all stop me and let me know. If I start rambling too long, pull me back. Because I'm glad you're here, Smitty, because it's very important that you're here. And DJ and Bills, you're always here. DJ, you're like, I'm just going to put it out there, you're very close to becoming a member of the podcast because of all your service. But we're going to talk about that off the air.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of reasons why I stopped the last channel, and nobody really knows unless you've seen that last video I made on that channel. I took the channel down because when the channel started, I really wanted to make a difference in football gaming. I always felt that Madden could have been better, and this was prior to it was about the same time that Smitty and Sim F-Ball and Azure became game changers, and I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to do something that was fairly unique, and I wanted the game to get better. Now at the time, Smitty will tell you, and like I said, all the stuff I'm saying, I'm pretty much gonna put Smitty on the spot, but it's nothing negative. I just want him to answer a few questions because there's nothing here that I would hide, and I've always been straight up with him. I've been straight up with everybody. But when y'all became game changers, I'm pretty sure Bills and DJ know, and I know Sim F-Ball knows because we talk about it every time we do talk. Smitty, you know good and well I was not a big fan of that, right or wrong.
No. I'm not a fan of it at all.
No, I wasn't a fan of it. And there were times when I went at y'all because of that.
Yep.
There were times like I said, I don't have any problems with confrontation. And my thing is I just did not want to do it.
Oh, we know that.
No. Mm-hmm. And I did not want to do it over Twitter. So there's times when, Smitty, do I not have your personal cell phone number?
Yeah.
How many times that we've talked offline on the phone about that situation with you becoming the game changer?
Numerous.
How many times we was in heated discussions about it?
Numerous.
This is no secret outside. Yeah, this is no secret between me and Smitty. This may be some things DJ don't know, some things Bills don't know. But my thing was, I wanted to make a difference, and at one time I felt like they wasn't. At one time I felt that EA Sports was truly the enemy, and for what they did, it was, look, I'm going at these dudes because of the fact they're curtailing the progress of us be getting a simulation game. Now, throughout the time I was making those videos, I mean, there were times I was making videos every other day. Breakdowns. I've gotten praises from people of like Apex, Ryan Moody, even the fact that we were going at each other, the Sim Standard, they gave me praises. B Fife, Geddon. I mean, the list goes on. And throughout that whole situation, I managed to accumulate over 1,000 subs within a few months and end up finally over 2,000 subs by the time I closed down the channel. Now, people may say that's pretty small, but y'all have to understand that channel's only been up for 2 years. It only been up for a couple years, but I was making breakdown videos over and over again. And what happened was I just got tired of making those videos because at the end of the day, it wasn't something that I really wanted to do as far as making content about video games. Now, for me, I am a avid gamer. I play things way outside of Madden, and I took that route to come into YouTube thinking, like I said, I wanted to make a difference. But throughout that time, I started to realize I was tired of making those videos. Now, throughout this time, I made collaboration videos with Ryan Moody. I got high praises from Ryan Moody. Throughout the time, I got praises from a lot of people who followed Ryan Moody. I've gotten high praise from a lot of people who just wanted another football game outside of Madden. I mean, you're talking about people from Simheads United, people that were on the Simheads United side, people that was on the Sim Standard side, people that was just from everywhere who was in the football gaming community or something that I wanted to do. But when Madden 25 came around, that's when I started to fall back a little bit. I started to realize, you know what? Even with the flaws, I actually liked this game. And it was the first Madden I actually played more than one season on in maybe 4 or 5 years. And everything changed when I started to I made this one video. It was called, Is Madden 25, is it a bad game? And I mean, basically the video was saying that it was not. Because I actually like Madden 25. And at the time, a lot of things changed with a lot of people's opinions about me or whatever. I mean, everything was pretty much on par with the views I was getting and the likes or whatever. But I started to realize that people wanted to come to my channel to see me break down Madden in a negative light. And it got to the point where it trickled over to Twitter. And I started to get a little more active on Twitter, starting to do more things. And then I just saw some people come out of the woodwork actually learn about my opinion about certain games. And it's mostly just Madden. You know, they loved it when I did 2K content. They loved it when I did All Pro Football 2K content. But when I started talking more positive about Madden, that's when things changed. But on the back end of that, it's just something I didn't want to do. I just wanted to do something different. That's why I started doing the discussion videos and started doing things like that. And even with the discussion videos, you would hear people in the comment section say this, that, and the third. And with the discussion videos, it's more like what I wanted to do with this channel or with this podcast for the most part. I want to pick people's brains. I want to understand how they think about gaming in general. Yes, it was still on the sports side, but now with First and Framerates, it's more like gaming and sports. But that's what I wanted to do because the negativity is just way too much. And it got to the point on Twitter where my wife, at the time she was my girlfriend, I used to be on Twitter all the time. All of us was on Twitter at one time. This is when like around the NWO thing started. Around about Madden 15. It was after Madden 25, and people didn't like the fact that I liked Madden, and I wanted to do something different. My wife came on Twitter one day, and she was just saying that why do we keep fussing about this game? Why do we keep talking about Madden all the time? And somebody, I won't say their name, they went at my wife, well, my girlfriend at the time. They at my wife and started saying bad things to her about us complaining about this game. That's when I knew things had to stop for a second. Things had to stop. And I had to DM that person to check him. Ever since then, he hasn't said anything pretty much negative to me at all. And he basically know not to say nothing about my wife again because I demanded that respect from the situation. But that's when I started to realize, like, look, this is really way out of hand. It's over Madden. And that same day, my wife pulled me to the side, and she was like, why is y'all so crazy about this situation? And then I explained to her about the whole Save 65, and I explained to her about, the whole situation, why people want a different game outside of Madden. And fellas, let me tell you something. I got the dumbest look, the worst look that a person could ever give me. Like, I felt like a bozo because she looked at me like, y'all are grown ass men. Are y'all serious that y'all are fussing about something like this? I felt like a piece of shit. Like, seriously, because it's like, this is when we start to realize, look, we're grown ass men fussing about a goddamn game. Y'all understand?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we're grown men fussing about a game. And I know, Bills, you're not necessarily in a serious relationship. DJ, you're not in a serious relationship. But Smitty, I know you are. I know you're married. You're married with a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell these guys all the time, it's nothing like having a good woman by your side. It's nothing like it. And a woman that wants the best for you, you best believe you're going to listen to her. And any of these clowns who want to come in the comment section or disagree or whatever the case may be, you're fucking idiot. Now, I hate to use this kind of language because this type of stuff pisses me off because this is how low at the time, and you can make an argument that right now it's still at this low. This is how low that the football gaming community, or this side of the football gaming community, has gone to where you'll actually go at anybody over Madden. And, and I just felt so stupid because it's like, why in the world I'm really somebody, I just put it like this, somebody from the outside looking in actually understood or got the understanding of what we're quote unquote fighting for. And like I said, it's nothing like having somebody by your side who has your best interest. And she basically sat there. We had a talk over dinner one night. She was like, you got all these games in the house. But at the time, I wasn't really big time collecting. I had all the consoles, but I wasn't really getting all the games that I want. I had a lot of original Xbox stuff. And she was like, you got all these games in this house and you're focusing on Madden. Why don't you talk about stuff that you enjoy instead of talking about something that that frustrates you? Why don't you talk about something that you actually enjoy doing as far as just gaming? So the video started to trickle down. I didn't want to do any more breakdowns. And when I did breakdowns, it was more positive. It was more stuff that I actually wanted to talk about. I started talking more basketball. I started doing more of these one-on-one discussion, long-form interviews with people. I mean, I've done Sunday, I think it was called Sunday Discussion. I can't remember what it was. But I did one with LT Magic. I did one with UC704. I've done one with BB. I've done one with Prime 76. He's now a game changer. Did one with him. Did one with Apex. I've done one with so many people, and then it evolved to a group thing where even when other people started getting on. Smitty, you've been on a few of those discussion shows. You've been there, and it was like, I actually started enjoying doing that type of stuff. But I noticed on that channel I wasn't getting any traction. I still was getting the same folks who wanted to see the old stuff was still coming around bashing the fact that, bashing Madden. So what I basically want to do, I ended up closing down that channel, and I wanted to do a new one, and that's why I did this one where I talk about more gaming stuff. And I do this podcast because I still love sports, but I want to do this podcast in a direction to where there is no, not just completely sports gaming. I want to talk about real sports, and I want to talk about actual other games that are outside the genre. And I think so far it's been a success. I'm like, right now I'm in the process of getting a patent for the name. I've actually talked to people about being sponsors, like companies being sponsors of the podcast. I'm actually in the process of trying to get this on iTunes and SoundCloud. Well, it's easy to get on SoundCloud, but I'm actually trying to get on iTunes and Podbeam or whatever. I'm actually making moves with the podcast to actually pick up some steam to where, we can actually make a little bit of revenue on it. But the main thing, I don't want to make revenue off of the people who listen. I want to make it off the views, but I would never ask anyone to give us money. That's why I always say we just ask you to listen. Mm-hmm. I that's all I want is your time. I don't want you to bring money out of your pocket because, look, we all work. We all got to make money. We all got to pay bills. The last thing I want you to do is to pay me to talk. I'd rather for the sponsors to do that if we ever come up on a decent sponsor where we can all break bread together. But that's the beautiful thing about it. I feel that our goal is to people to enjoy gaming and people to enjoy sports. Men that are our age, those are the two things that basically keep us entertained. We play games, we watch sports. I'm not here to try to bicker and argue about who said what and why you feel this way about a game. DJ, me and you fuss all the time about Mag. The game's not around anymore, but me and you have total opposite opinions about that game. Why in the hell I should go after you because you feel different about that game than I do?
All right.
You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense, but you still have people that are in the community flagging people's channels. People going to other people's comment section, talking down to them. And, it's crazy because we should be able to enjoy what we're doing. Look at Hollywood Sports. I never really looked at his videos in depth, but since recently, man, this dude is having a time of his life, enjoying making his videos. He's sitting there, he's dancing in his videos. He's having fun.
Got a little clone.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing his thing, and you got clowns coming in here talking about, well, Ryan Moody's a better football player than you.
Yeah.
I'm not even going into anybody's football acumen, but I know some stuff that people don't need to be knowing about a certain person about their football acumen. But that's another story for another day.
I'll reveal it.
No, shut up.
We're not going in that direction.
Shut up.
Go ahead.
Shut up. We're not going to go there.
Go ahead.
We're not going there.
We're not going to go there. Because the main thing is, first in frame rates, we talk about bullshit, but we don't start the bullshit. We're not going to do that. Because in this community, if something goes down, we're going to talk about it. Call us hypocrites for it. Well, then it is what it is. You can call me whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, it's entertainment, and if you're going to continue to provide the entertainment, that's what we're going to be here for. But at the end of the day, we want to make people become better gamers by giving you the real facts about certain games, what we like, what we don't like, what you can get from it, how can you enjoy certain games, how can you not enjoy games. Yep. We want to talk about real sports. We want to talk about who's going to what team is better, what team could do this, what team could do that, why is this controversial, why this is not. We don't necessarily want to create the problems, but we will talk about the problems. And I think it's fair for the people who listen to us, because we're not just some upstanding people that's going to say, like, okay, we don't know nothing about that, because, like I said before, if you do dumb shit, you're going to get called on it.
Pretty much.
It is what it is. That goes for anybody. It's like the main thing is be an adult. You shouldn't have to go against somebody because of their opinion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, okay, you dislike that, I disagree with it. Let's talk about it like men. Same thing. I had a disagreement with Smitty. Smitty, what did I do? I said, let me get your number. Either that or you can call me on Skype. We can talk one-on-one.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. Because it shouldn't be a fight. It shouldn't be a fight on Twitter about stuff like that.
Right.
But that's the reason why I closed down that channel, because it wasn't predicated on what I want to do in general. Because in general, I want to talk about the Dreamcast. I want to talk about the original Xbox. I want to talk about the PlayStation 4. I want to talk about games. But at the same time, when we're not talking about games, Sunday afternoon, what are we doing? We're watching football.
Right.
That's what men do. When Saturday come on and basketball come on, we're watching basketball. When baseball and World Series come on, we're watching the World Series. You know, for a DJ, watch NHL. He could teach us something about NHL because he brings that aspect. You know, soccer, same thing. Y'all could teach me about soccer because I don't know nothing. I still play goddamn Nintendo World Cup on goddamn NES.
Oh, God.
Because
we need to bring you to the
21st century.
Hey, listen. When it comes to
stuck in the 17th century gaming.
But listen, when it comes to games, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen because listen, after I get off this goddamn podcast with y'all, I'm about to try to see if I can get a high score on GigaWing. I'm gonna try to beat my high score on GigaWing. But that's how I roll though. Stuff like that.
He's gonna get on that electronic football. That's what.
But I mean, that's how I roll.
Football under his arm and let it go.
Oh, but see, stuff like that. That's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy playing these older games to see if I could beat my high score. Nobody does that no more. But stuff like that is entertaining to me. I want to see when I play one of these football games. I want to see if I can go through a season and get a winning record and go through the playoffs and win a championship. I mean, that's the stuff I play for. I get it. People like to play head to head. People like to play online. But when I play these games, I want to play to win a championship, however superficial it may be, because it's some damn virtual trophy that you're winning. But that makes me proud when I actually use my football mind to beat the computer in a game. That's just how I roll. But it's just when you deal with the outside stuff, the Save 65 stuff, people who are mad because you play Madden, people are mad because you like EA Sports. That's the stuff that brings people down because, like, it's cool to have a difference of opinion, but why would you want to go after people or talk bad about that on a daily basis? Who does that?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I was joking as far as, like, obviously revealing information, everything else that you brought up, because, like, this channel that you built and this podcast that we built is something that is supposed to be positive.
Supposed to be. That's what it was. It was always predicated on that.
It's predicated on things we enjoy, not drama, not okay, let's find the hottest story and talk about it. Like, that's not what it's predicated on. And as you gave that background about why your channel is no more, it should give people a better understanding of exactly why you're doing what you're doing currently and why we're pretty much doing this podcast here today.
I mean, like, exactly. It's about people who want to come through and listen to what we have to say. It is to make better gamers out of people, because people don't understand. People get into gaming, they go their separate ways when they say, okay, I'm an Xbox person, I'm a PS4 person, or I'm a PC person, or I'm a Madden person, I'm a 2K person, I'm a Battlefield person. Yeah, I'm a Battlefield person, I'm a Call of Duty person. Excuse me. Why don't you just love games in general? No matter and love everything that comes with it. Yeah, everybody's gonna have their preference, but to constantly bash another side because you dislike it, after a while that gets old. Why would you make 17 videos about something you claim you don't like?
Well, and that's the thing. So we're not only are we here to make better gamers out of people, but we're also here to invite healthy discussion, because there's not enough healthy discussions going on in the community, as in you may disagree, I may disagree, but we're not going to come to blows on Twitter about it.
No, we said this from day one. We started. Yeah, we said it from day one. Anybody's invited. Anybody can come through. Like with Smitty.
Yep.
Smitty, right? Like I said, Smitty, me and him went at each other for years. I mean, I was literally yelling at this dude on the telephone about why he became a game changer and what's wrong with the game. Literally, I was yelling at this man. My wife was like in the kitchen looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I was that upset. But I grew up. Mm-hmm. We all have to grow up. You all have to understand that, look, okay, this is what Madden's going to be take it or leave it. If you leave it, you need to leave it. I don't talk about Call of Duty no more. I don't talk about other games. And people going to say, oh, well, Madden's the only football game. Bullshit. It's not. Maybe the games are older, but that's not like the only game you could play.
And more importantly, let's not sit and try to criticize anybody's football acumen because of the games they try to play either, because that's something that a lot of people do when they say, oh, well, you play Madden, you must not be a sim gamer. You must not ever play football. It's
that's another
the dumbest shit you can say.
That's another reason why we make this podcast, because you can play Madden with a sim mindset, and that's one thing. Smitty is an EA game changer. He even brought his insight to what he knows and what he can say and what he cannot say to enhance our situation to become a better gamer on Madden as far as can we play sim or not. The gameplay overall, since Madden 16, the gameplay overall is not bad.
Right. It's like Madden 11. Madden 11 is the worst football game ever made for my money. Doesn't mean you can't play with a sim mindset. NBA Live 14. People said there's no way you and VF could play sim on there. Watch us.
We did it for an entire year. I mean, we played the game more than the so-called NBA Live heads did.
For a calendar year.
Yeah, we went through we were there for all, 6, 7 updates until 15 came out? Exactly. You had some people who were actually NBA Live heads just realize, oh, they done did 2 updates. Yeah, because you wasn't playing the game like we were.
And you know what though? And see, this is some more background that people might not know. There was a time when even VF was like, "Yo, fuck that game." I put it in one time. I was in a party with him and Kid, and they was like, "Yo, what are you doing right now?" "Oh, I'm playing Live 14." "Really?"
Oh yeah, the jokes are flying.
"Really? You're playing that?" And I'm like,
"Jokes
yeah."
are real.
I was like, "There's a new patch out." "Oh, okay, let me download it." Next day, VF's like, "Yo, you wasn't lying, bro."
I went through a whole season of that game. I played a straight 82 game season with that game.
And it's like we always said, we can't really defend. Well, we don't really defend or go against anything, but we can't really sit and say that this game is a simulation game. But we can see what they're trying to do based on the animations that they do have in the game. Like when you face the Spurs, you can tell what the Spurs were trying to do.
But let's just
didn't look great.
But let's just talk about that in general. I mean, that's what we do. Even though you may have issues with the game, Bills, you do a slider set for damn near every game you pick up. Game. You know, I did a slider set for NCAA 14 because
damn good one too.
For all intents and purposes, we may not get another college game, and if we do, I don't think we're gonna get one that good. So I did one, and I play that game faithfully to this day. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, before I finish, because we're going to talk about other things because there are other stuff to talk about. Another thing that y'all may not know, the reason why me and Smitty still talk to this day, and I'm not going to get into in depth with it, but I thank this guy a lot, and I appreciate him for being on the podcast. But what I'm about to say goes deeper than that. I'm not going to get into much detail, but Smitty has been there through me and my wife's darkest times. The very little things that he said during that time has brought us to where we are today. And I can't do nothing. And I'll say it publicly because I never did. I really thank you for that. I truly mean that, because you've been there where we've been. And not only that, it's just that this is what a community should be about. Not necessarily just talking about games, but getting to know one another to a level where, look, we can't talk about everything, but we can relate to everything. Because even though this is the internet, we're human at the end of the day. We're grown men at the end of the day. There are some people out here with families at the end of the day. And if there are times you can't talk to anybody else, even though this is just games, even if somebody do pull you to the side and you be like, yo, such and such happened, and you can't find somebody who can honestly just give you some honest brutal feedback or helpful feedback in the name of just being genuine and being honest. You don't really need to be here in this community in general, because there's a lot of good genuine dudes out here, but I can honestly say Smitty, he's really one of them, and that goes way beyond him being a game changer or Madden or anything like that. Smitty, you honestly, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about, man. No, I appreciate that, though, man. We talked on the phone about that, but yeah, it's a lot.
It's heavy.
It's a lot. It's
It
a
was
lot of
heavy.
stuff,
Yeah.
especially on the other half. So it's a lot. So from experience and from some wild stuff that happened on my side of the fence, that's why I'm like, yo, But I'm glad to see where y'all at, and and that's the whole thing beyond gaming and all that stuff. At the end, when you have stuff like that happen, that helps put everything all together in perspective.
You're not lying.
That's what I'm
saying. You're not lying
saying.
about that.
Like it's not to me like looking at things at this point. It's not necessarily about the whole adulthood aspect of it. It's just about maturity and logic. If I go see, for example, I went and saw Infinity War. I like all the movies that Marvel did. I'm a comic book guy. Now, if I'm going to be that hard on the comics, I would have hated every single film Marvel did because it's not one-to-one with the comics. How dare they be comic inaccurate? And I actually like that. Like, no, at some point you got to be like, okay, you know what? It's not all the way there, but let me see how they do it based off of the source material and what kind of vision they got. It's the same thing when we look at these games. The problem was we didn't like the vision. It was terrible what they was doing with football. And we said many times over what kind of changes were needed. But, which, like we were saying before we started this up, the community, a lot of what was founded off of anger, frustration, mass volatility towards EA. Because, and still this day, I mean, rightfully so, but at the same time, I mean, look at Madden 09, 10, and 11 compared to what we got now. And it's
so
like
you can even go
not
earlier.
even remotely close.
You can even You can even go even earlier. I mean, not even further back, but even earlier to Madden 15. You can go back and look at that game and look how the fullback helped, quote unquote, help you block.
Right.
You can go back. You can go back to the tackling in Madden 15.
Yeah.
You can go back to that fight. You can look at all the one-handed catches in Madden 16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I meant to go on a personal level, and I want to close it with this: you never know what people are going through.
Well, see, and that's the thing.
You never know.
From a base level, I do have an understanding of some of what you and Smitty were talking about, because you did let me in and give me a little bit of insight about it, and that's when I figured out that, just like you said, it puts everything in perspective. Because, like, up to that point, like, we basically talked football and gaming. That's what we talked. But it's like, once you get to the point where pretty much sim football brought all of us together.
Right.
And
but you got to think about that. But at the end of the day, that shouldn't be the only thing to keep us together. We've been all
That's
talking.
What I'm saying.
We've been talking about football for years. Why not let it evolve until, okay, what this person about, what that person about. So when we do go on PSN, we go on PSN, if we're on Xbox Live, or we're just in a call like this, we can talk about other stuff outside of Madden, because that gets old after a while.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So it's like, if I'm in a party with DJ and it's not June or July or any of those prime Madden months, like, if we didn't have a bond where we could talk about other shit, like, we talk about the same thing with Madden, like, over and over again. But just a couple of years ago, we started talking about hockey and soccer. With you, I started talking about basketball, politics. We started talking about music to a certain extent. So it's like, all I want to say is, if you build a bond with somebody in this community, make sure that it branches outside of how y'all first met.
I mean, like I said, it should be, because you can't talk about the same thing all the time. I mean, that's the problem with things that happen on Twitter. We talk about the same stuff. Oh, I hate Madden, or why he's a game changer, and he likes Madden right now. This person flip-flopping. Why are you worried about what somebody liked? If that bothers you so much, you need to leave them alone. Right. It's just look. I could like bullshit football 2K7. I can like that game. Why does that matter to you? But like I said, you never know what people are going through. People could be going through some bullshit, and you just do some dumb shit on Twitter that just fucks up everybody's day because they're trying to just mellow out, or they just trying to find a game to play to chill. And that's what gaming really supposed to be about. Just get away from the reality and just play some games and chill out. But then again, you got somebody coming around and be like, oh man, look at this, and it's such and such and this, that, and the third. And now everything is out of whack. I look at Hollywood sports. I know he works. He comes home. He just want to make some videos. He want to play his games. The dude can't be more happier. And then comes such and such come around. Oh, he said this in his video and this, that. And now, dude got like half dislikes in all his videos. Whole damn channels all upside down because people coming around with comments. Why would people make negative comments because of somebody else have a disagreement? You see how dumb that is?
Misery loves company.
That man don't need to come home.
I was about to say the same thing.
That man don't need to come home to be dealing with stuff like that. I work 16, 17 hours a day. Bills, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I come home like 7 o'clock at night.
Oh, trust me, I know.
The last thing I want to do, I just want to chill and play a game. I just want to come and talk to y'all. Last thing I need is some clown on Twitter talking about, oh man, you like that patch of Madden? That game sucks. Stop atting me. You don't even follow me. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff like that just pisses me off. But like I said, that's the reason why VirtualFootballer channel was not around, because when I tried to evolve that channel, I had the same people coming around looking for that negativity. And then when I do make a positive video, it just made a bad rap because what's the next video they're going to see? My recommended videos is when I was bashing Madden 25 or when I was bashing Madden 13, and they go like, oh, he's doing this, that, but now he's doing that. It's like, nah, let me just do a whole clean slate and start over. And that's basically what I'm doing. It's like I said, I can't thank all three of you guys enough just for the support. I mean, Smitty, you have a bigger audience than I do. You have a lot of people coming through looking at what you guys do every Thursday or every time when they come up to Twitter, and for you to still, even after this day, to come through and support what I do. I can't thank you enough. Not only that, I can't thank you for all the things that you've done outside of gaming. I mean, you may not think it's enough. You may not think it's a lot, but the few things that you said at the time, it held me down for years. And to this day, I feel like I'm handling situations better because of that. I'm handling me and my wife's situation a lot better because of that. Because you never know, how things are until you actually talk to someone who can give you some insight. And I can't thank you enough. And I really mean that. I really mean that.
Yeah, hey man, like I said, no problem, dude. Having people to talk to and everything helps out a lot, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what may be going on. It ain't always got to be something, negative or whatever, but it still helps to have somebody there that can help you, especially when they have the experience. Yeah. So I definitely had to step in on that because I've been through, like I said, some wild experiences with that, unfortunately. But I did, so.
But look, I mean, even on your end, look how it worked out for you. I mean, you have a true blessing under you now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Doubt.
And same thing with me. It's all coming to fruition now, and I can't ask for anything better. But dang man, we only went 35, 38 minutes on this.
Nah, you went.
He did say stop him. He did say stop.
I did. You know what? I did.
But it was interesting. We didn't want to interrupt it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I didn't.
I'm like, let him. It was like, let him go.
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
Like, look at him go.
But I mean, like I said, I had a lot of people DMing me. I mean, people that are actually, they're big supporters of this channel, even with the 100+ subscribers. I got a very low subscriber count. Good. But I have a lot of people who watch these podcasts. A lot of people who watch my videos. I mean, I have a very high, compared to my sub count, I have a very high viewer ratio compared to my sub count because, a lot of people say, your sub count, your viewership is like 10% of your sub count.
Sub count,
Yeah, something like 10%. I'm getting way over 30, 40%. And I'm like, wow, that's great. Because not too
check.
I mean, because a lot of people really, they give me feedback. They DM like, man, we wish you would do breakdown videos again. And it's like, and I mean, that's cool. And maybe they'll come back again at some point. But it's like, I don't know, because I don't want to be that guy, you know. Not a negative one anyway, because if I do them, they're going to be positive. Because as of right now, I'm enjoying the Madden 19 beta. Can't talk about it much, but I think it's really good. And I'm not going to go into the virtual football stuff no more. I'm going to, segue into that the fact that Madden 19 beta did get a patch, and I want your guys' thoughts on the fact that they did get a patch, and what does that say about the progression of the game, and what?
Let's get Smitty first.
Yeah, I want to get Smitty first, definitely. I want to know what he thinks about it, and what he also think about the fact that it got a patch, the direction. How does that favor positively for the game?
Well, I mean, it's good that it got a patch. That's good. Like, it really steers it more in a positive direction that they did that. And this is kind of like when we would go to the studio at times, because when we go down to community visits, and I mean, I've shared this in the past on our show, but when we go down there at times, sometimes we play like 3 different builds of the game in the span of a few days.
Okay.
So they'll be like, we'll give some feedback on some stuff, and they'll be like, oh yeah, when you talked about issue A and B, yeah, this update, it's going to go through the night. You guys will check it out. Maybe you could get it before you leave, but it's going to have this, that, and the third fix. Let me know what y'all think after that. Let me know how it feels and all. We'll have stuff like that happen at times. So, or we'll, have all the devs come in, give our feedback, and they'll be like, dang, it's jacked up, y'all about to leave because we just fixed that, and we got another build upstairs that's not pushed through down here, in the room we be in. Right. So it's cool to see them do an update on this, for the time span this has been going on. Because I don't think there was one. No, there wasn't one. There wasn't an update when it was for Madden 17. So
my thing was, like I said, when I saw it today, I thought it was unprecedented. I never seen like betas get updates. I mean, that's just like in any game. I've never heard of it. Yeah. Maybe it happened, but I never heard of it. And the fact,
I'll tell you one that got an update, H1Z1. The shit was still ass.
Man, that shit's still a beta, right?
Shit sucks.
I mean that game is still
open beta.
Yeah, I think it's still open beta, right?
Oh, it's open beta then. That's different, Bill.
Yeah, they're still waiting on updating the revives and stuff like
Smitty, that game is still ass, bro.
That's open beta, fam.
That game's still ass.
But you know what?
DJ Finnick can't even pick up a gun right in front of him.
I still have the footage, but they fixed that part. I know that much. But they still got some stuff coming, like partner revives and other stuff. So they're getting better.
I'm gonna pull out a Kanye, all right? I'm gonna let you finish, Smitty, but fuck that game.
Wow.
See, off the beta though, man. See, you know what though? I mean, okay.
Did y'all see the update of the actual beta, like what it said?
As far as
what, that is going offline for a couple of
no, what the actual beta, what the patch actually is.
Oh no, what is
okay, the patch is actually they're doing updates to franchise player progression and regression.
Oh, you're talking about
and scouting. Hey, listen, that's speaking my language right there, because that's what, like I said when I was talking about the old channel, I play these games for franchise mode. I want to win one of these fake ass trophies that's in the game. I play for champions. I don't play to play head to head. I don't play online. I definitely don't play no Madden Ultimate Team. But I play the realistic.
Being tricked.
Yeah, I played
Maddens ago.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
Champions.
Yeah, they got me, man. They got me. But I play to win.
They didn't get me though.
Shut up. We play. I play to win these Super Bowls in Madden. I play NCAA to win national champ. I like to play that stuff. I like to play it most realistic as possible. So when I saw that, I thought it was great. But Smitty, you got anything else to add?
No, that's pretty much it, man.
DJ?
I think it's good. You know, I'm not in the beta, so I'm actually not held to anything, but I have nothing.
Blame Smitty, man. Blame Smitty, man. Blame Smitty. We done talked about this, how he said F first and frame rates on
as
the
he's
beta
writing what I'm saying down.
The triple F hashtag gonna be trending by
hashtag F cubed.
Yeah, exactly. F cubed on these beta codes. Man, I got 20 beta codes, man. But them dudes over there, man, they be trolling too much, man.
Talking about, if you retweet, I'll send out a beta code, or I'll select the winners in 2 hours. 9 hours later.
Nah, Smitty was like, oh, stop snitching? Okay, bet.
Right.
That's what he was like. All right, I got y'all. All right.
But instructions are on the screen. You know,
y'all would have to the people that are listening to this. Y'all want to go to see that roast and see the memes that popped up. Y'all have a laugh too.
That was messed up how we did Smitty. That was funny though, man. But it was messed
I had the coldest memes though. Just to say that,
bruh. All right. But yeah, I mean, the patch, as far as the patch for beta, I'm with VF, it's unheard of.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I mean, people can say what they want about EA or Madden. They cannot dispute that they're trying to make this game better.
Right. I can't go into exactly what it fixed because we can't talk about it. But I will say that the feedback that people have been putting in the feedback section, they did definitely follow it. And I think that we're going to get a really good game because they have our ear.
Man, they said
we have their ear.
They said they went through over 14,000 requests.
Yep.
And I mean, when I look through it myself, it's like I don't need to post anything because most stuff, I ain't going to say most, but there are some things that people were saying that it was speaking my language. My thing was, you can keep Madden 8. I'm gonna tell you, they could have kept Madden 18 gameplay for all I care. I did not have a problem with Madden 18 in general.
Get attacked.
My main thing, my problem was CFM. That just did not keep me because it just wasn't enough to keep me going. When I can go back and play an older game and have more immersion in the CFM, that's when I was like, okay, good game, it plays well, but like I said, I play to win these championships in these games. I don't play like just to play now stuff. So it just didn't do it for me. But from what I saw in the patch today, they actually they addressed those type of things. So once we get off and after I get my high score on GigaWing, I'm going to play some Madden 19.
Well, you want to talk about GigaWing and Madden 18 CFM. I had more hours in No Man's Sky than I had in Madden 18 CFM.
Ouch.
That's how disappointed I was in that CFM, and especially when you got my league just sitting out there with all the stuff in it.
I was about to say that.
It doesn't make sense to me to just try to I've tried to start up a couple of CFMs, and it's like I think about it, I'm like, and shout out to Resolve. I watched some of his live streams from like a few months back where he tried to go through the CFM. I wished him good luck, and he couldn't make it through. And
a lot of people,
he was suffering just like I would have suffered.
I mean, if you weren't in an online league, you just couldn't do it. I mean, NY Kid couldn't do his offline league. He was strictly play online leagues. You couldn't do it. And I know you're a CFM or a Dynasty mode or a franchise mode guy. You went through an entire season on NBA 2K. And I know NY Kid's one. He went through a whole season of MLB The Show. I mean, he went through
162.
All 162. I got like 3 franchise modes going on older games that I still play. So, I mean, we're CFM guys, and we just couldn't do it. It's like, it's not a knock on Madden 18, because I don't have a problem with the gameplay.
I'm knocking Madden 18 for this bad CFM.
Well, for the CFM,
I'm on record saying it on Twitter. I, as far as Madden 19, the franchise mode is going to be the deciding factor. I'm like, it's looking good right now.
It's looking good. It's looking good.
But
really
I'm about to pull what I pulled last year with Live. Hopefully I do that same thing with Madden.
What about you, Bills? I mean, I know you do a little bit of everything with the game, so.
Yeah. CFM looks good. Like I said, I have a bit more insight than people who didn't play the beta, so I can't really talk too much about it, but I can just go based off the information that they're released and say that they're definitely making an effort to immerse us more so into the mode with the backgrounds of the coach sitting at the desk, or if you're using a player, then you'll see a player in the locker room. So they also added some commentary elements. So CFM's definitely looking good. Gameplay is looking good. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna see in a little bit over a month.
Yeah, I went through one game in my CFM so far, and I like the immersion because it really gives you a ticker at the bottom. It gives you updates on every team around the league.
Hey, we can't. Hey, all right, we gonna get flagged.
What'd you say?
We gonna get flagged, bro.
What?
Yep.
Huh? What'd you say?
Show's over, folks.
Huh?
Damn.
What?
Like that.
What?
Damn it, man.
Smitty, did you hear something?
Smitty's like,
Smitty's like,
huh?
Smitty's like, I'm over here, man.
Did you hear something?
What is it that you guys say? The views of First and Framerates thing, that is all on you.
See how he throws us under the bus. You see how he throws? You see how he throws us under the bus? You see how he throws us under the bus? See, that's why we didn't get no beta codes. It's the same thing. See, I knew the evidence was there. I knew the evidence was there.
Hey, if you jumping on the train track with the T-shirt that says "Hit me," go right ahead. Man.
Do it all. Yo, Smitty did pretty much like a representation. If you can envision, he had somebody like sliding his seat away from you. That's what he was doing.
He did that Homer Simpson thing, going back into the bushes.
Oh yeah, the bush. Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, yeah, they got some good elements.
Yeah, they do, and I'm not going to speak on them because I never did. But they do have good elements in CFM as of so far. I actually like what I see. Anyway, anything else you want to add to that? Anybody? Yes, no, up, down, left, right? Yeah.
Well, shit, we can't now.
Shut up. Anyway,
those are could be listening. You probably not going to get the rest of this podcast because of the...
DJ, shut up.
And we would talk about the graphics blog, but you know, somebody's already done that for us. So
exclusive rights.
Yeah, you know.
Fuck. It's like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, shout out to Mills, but damn, bro, y'all really got to do a better job with y'all's PR, man.
Smitty, man.
I'm a communications grad, and yeah, you got to do it.
Smitty, man, how you going to let them throw your boy under the bus, man?
What? I ain't throwing nobody under the bus.
Yeah, because the PR move is more the company than Mills.
That's not on Mills.
Mills taking advantage of opportunity.
Right. Yeah.
Y'all causing drama.
When somebody get an opportunity, I just want to say real quick. When somebody get an opportunity, this is not pertaining to you guys, but this other people out here. Dudes out here genuinely mad because other guys get opportunities that have been putting in work. Right. Nah, and that's the key word. Mills been streaming for years.
Yeah, he has.
Work. So it's like when dudes getting mad and you got less, especially when you got less,
right?
And you getting mad at him, don't get salty at him. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you don't have to agree. Like what you guys are saying here. I agree. Honestly, it would be better if it was more of a joint thing. EA do their thing, and then it's like, hey, Mills got some additional stuff.
Right.
That would be cool to do it like that. EA do yours and then give it to your own Game Changer to do it. Fine, let him do it. But don't get salty because dudes got opportunities. Because you know what? If these dudes that get upset about it actually put the work in like that and invested in themselves and did it, they'd be in the same spot. If EA came knocking at their door and said, "Hey, would you present this?" Sure. You think they're going to turn around and say no? They'll go right on ahead. They know. I went and bought an Elgato and got me a face cam and all that. I'll do it right now. They'd all do it. So I don't want to hear any of this garbage like dudes wouldn't do it.
Like they was like, yes, sir, boss.
No, I mean, that's no. Look. Right. Dude, guys have went to EA in the building.
He's clapping now.
Okay?
Yeah, I heard them.
I'm telling you, like straight up saying from home, oh, well, they're not going to ride for the community, so I'm going to have to. Okay, they go to the studio, come right back saying the same thing we saying. So I thought you were supposed to, I thought the game changed when you was the one that was supposed to go. Same thing happens when they go to these E3s and EA plays. You know, they 6'8", 385 pounds, bench press 1,000. Soon as they see you, they 5'2", 80 pounds soaking wet.
Ooh.
All of a sudden, oh, hey, buddy, how you doing there? Yeah, all that. Well, wait a second.
Just trying to make sure there's not a problem. Are we good?
I thought it was a problem. Wait, hold on. See,
being a butter brickle so and so.
Yeah, when people get in front of other YouTube guys, other community guys, YouTube guys, Twitter guys, whatever, get in front of these devs and everything else. Man, if it was me, man, I'd tell him a thing or two. I'd do that guy that complained about Mutt and everything, that Yo Mama dude or whatever, he sat there and did an interview with Carlos. You thought he was all up in his face, all upset, getting at him and everything. No, he came up to him cordial and respectful, did his little dialogue with him, and kept it trucking. You think these dudes would do the same thing if they stood in front of Clint, regardless of how big he is? You think they would have did all that stuff in front of Clint, in front of Jake, in front of the NBA Live devs or any of that? No, they're not going to do all that.
What about the other guy? What about the other guy? The other guy that was like way big. If somebody online talked about, oh, my drop kicking dev, I like to see them try to drop kick that guy.
Look, you know, man.
Hey man. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man. Look, y'all not about to do J music like that. Y'all not about to do J music like that.
We ain't going back.
Y'all ain't about to do J. I like J music, man. J music, my boy, man. Y'all not about to do J music.
All I'm gonna say, I agree with Smitty. All right, I agree with Smitty.
It's off the meat rack until dudes meet up in person and see people, and now the whole game changes. All of a sudden, everybody got logic and common sense and know how to talk with like they actually were taught something. So that's what I'm saying.
But see that just goes back.
That's what it is. It's screen protection.
But see
I don't care about that tough nonsense. That's why that stuff is corny to me when people go at Mills and go at anybody. Let's say, okay, look, y'all doing y'all thing, right? Let's say you, DJ, and VF, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all come up. You guys get opportunity. Hey, EA sponsoring a stream from y'all, whatever, because you guys doing y'all thing with Madden or whatever.
Be lit.
You think people exactly? Hey man, check it. What do you think's gonna happen? Me, Sim, Madden Bomber League, all these other cats. Hey yo, check these guys out. But then you're gonna have other people. Man, let me show y'all how many views and subs they got, and let me show you my numbers. Man, let me tell y'all why they shouldn't be there. Let me tell you why. But see, you know what though? It ain't gonna matter because look. You guys could all be in the exact same venue. You know what's gonna happen? Hey man, what's going on, man? Yo, how you doing?
Hold on. Talking about who gonna be talking? Hold on, talking about who gonna be talking shit to us, and then when they see us, they're gonna be dapping up. They ain't gonna dap at the goddamn thing over here.
I mean,
they're gonna have hands like you.
I'm being there. I'm being real.
Hold up.
I'm being real. Smitty
typing that shit with your hand.
No, that's a Miss Smitty. Like Smitty, you know me. You know me straight up. If I got a problem with you, we gonna talk about it straight up. And if it can't be resolved, it's over and done with.
And I don't gotta fly all the way to Kansas City Speedway to do it either.
See, now that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level.
But Smitty, what you're saying though is true. It's like some of these dudes don't got 2 cockroaches and a fly in their stream, but they want to sit there and talk about dudes like Mills who have been streaming all sorts of games. Like, it's crazy.
Man, like I said, I ain't got nothing for nobody who just... Hey, look, as soon as you talk shit about me or anybody in first of Framerates, it's over with. Because I already know you ain't man enough to come through and talk about it. Anybody could come over here and have a disagreement and really talk it out. That's why I say, if I have a disagreement with anybody... Smitty, what I said when I had a disagreement with you?
We got on the phone.
We got on the phone.
You know how many people... You know how many detractors I done spoke to over the years that told me that how much they like Madden, but see, they want to do that closet talk. Hey, real talk, Madden actually is pretty good. But then when they online, man, Madden sucks. Y'all sellouts and all that stuff. But I don't out nobody. I could out folks, but I could have did that back then. But it's like, it doesn't add any value. It doesn't do anything. It's not valuable. What does it do to make these games better? What does it do to spread awareness and unify communities? It does jack.
It does not, because like I said, when
Yes,
you go,
no.
because see that's the thing, when you go at people, and some people have a following, and that person goes at another person, that following goes to that person and be harassing them basically. Like I said, when I looked at Hollywood sports videos, I'm looking at the video, right? This man is having, and see, this is why I love making content that I like. And I told Bills this, and I think I told DJ. I told B Fife that when I talked to B Fife. I can make a video. The damn video can have 5 views, and 4 of the 5 views, they can have dislikes because I don't give a damn. I'm going to keep making my video because of the videos that I like.
Exactly.
I'm looking at Hollywood sports. This man is having a good time with his videos. Madden 19 information. He in there dancing, doing some cool in the game, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know what he's listening to, but he having a good time. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how it's supposed to be. Do you. Do what makes you happy. All of a sudden, this man got 10 likes and 13 dislikes. What the fuck they got the dislikes for?
Bro, and see, that's the thing. When you talk about the disagreements, like, we're an open forum. You can come in. Smitty will tell you, bro. These times that VF were talking about where we weren't really feeling Smitty being a game changer, Smitty would come in the party and get ambushed.
Yeah. And
Apex came in one time, and shout out to Apex. Apex came in one time, ambushed. But the thing was, we didn't sit on Twitter and say, well, you'll never hear my voice saying this shit. I'm just going to type it up. Like, no, like, if you were talking on Twitter and you came in the party, you had to back whatever you were saying. Whatever we were saying, we would have said in person.
And this is just how it went down. We started going back and forth. No, hell with this. Meet me on Skype.
Right.
That's how I went before.
Because you live too far away from me to fly and talk about
this.
Like
I said, Smitty will tell you. Look, Smitty, Apex, who are
Versus
yeah.
on there at times. You know,
I mean, you can even talk Resolve. Anybody back then, MD20, you had a problem on Twitter, meet me on Skype, and we talked about it on Skype because you still got people to this day. Man, I'm about to talk about this dude. You was still buying Madden, and it's my money. Listen,
right.
you gonna pay my you gonna pay my bills?
Hey,
you worry about where my money going?
There was a time I went in the party with y'all for like 5 seconds. I'm like, look, this is what's about to happen. I'm about to go over to this party with these dudes, and I know we NWO and everything. But I gotta go over here real quick and talk to these dudes, and we gonna see what happens. And I went in there with Apex and MD and put them in the game and all of them, and we just talked it out. We didn't have any beef after that. But it's like nowadays, dudes want to sit on Twitter. And they want to start all these problems, but when it's like, oh, well, come and talk it out. Well, nah, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't got nothing to say to you. It's like, you have a lot to say to me.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think for the most part it slowed down, but it should have slowed down a long time ago because like every year you go through this cycle where Madden's about to come out, so I'm about to bash an EA Game Changer. I'm about to bash anybody who talk good about. Every year we're doing that. It's either you like the game or you don't.
It's insanity.
It's either you like the game or you don't. When Madden 15 came out, I tried it. I stopped. I didn't even play the game after a while. Madden 16 came. I played a little bit more, and then I started doing some videos. But I was like, you know what? I'm good. 17, I was even really making videos at the time. But I actually like Madden 17. I made like 2 videos on Madden 17. And matter of fact, they're on this channel. But I played it, and then I was done with it. Madden 18, I play a little bit more. It's like, look, it's either you like it or you don't. I like the game. My problem is the mode's not there. But for people who constantly like look at a trailer and like, oh, I'm not buying. Why are you worried about the game if it's like that easily for you to not to be interested?
And more importantly, it's like if you don't like a game and maybe you think one of us have a slider set, especially NHL with me and DJ.
I'm not even gonna go there because that word is like a foreign language of people. Nobody won't even try to even use sliders to make the game better. Even though they've been using them shits way back on Operation Sport since the early PS3, Xbox 360 days. Mm-hmm. You can look at Charter 04. Charter on Twitter right now. He's well known for making sliders for years.
Hey fellas, I'll be right back.
Yep. All right. But yeah, sliders do a lot for the game. And like I said, if you ever find yourself not really liking a game, you think something's not right with it, I mean, you can always hit me up and see if I have a slider set that you can use or you want to try out.
Hell, fuck it. If you don't like Bills, try somebody else's. I mean, it's like just do something.
Try Charter, try you if for NCAA 14.
Yeah,
Smitty, I'm sure have one.
Yeah, like try something to make me.
Operate sports.
Fellas, these are video games.
Yep.
Let's enjoy them. I was like, let's enjoy them. I'm like, why people are so bit down and shit? Oh, because it's the only game in town. They got the exclusive license. All right, listen, they had the exclusive license since 2004.
Almost.
2005. January 2005 is when they got the exclusive license. That's been 13 years. If you're still mad about that, I think there's a problem with you at this point.
Pretty much. But, yeah.
NBA Live 19 just came out. Not came out, but more information came out. I didn't follow it. Anybody else know what's going on with Live 19?
Yeah. 33% off pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounds good. Anything gameplay mode-wise? Because I haven't, if I've been at work, I haven't been following. I just know that something significant is out there. People have been clamoring about it. I just don't know. I haven't really looked.
Yeah, I mean, they put out like basically, I mean, you got like they put out some new details as far as the commentary team. They're adding new commentary. So Jay Williams is going to be doing commentary.
Oh man, he was on the cover. He was on the cover of NBA 2K3.
And actually,
NCAA 2K3.
Yeah,
NCAA 2K3. Yeah.
And the guy that's the voice of the New York Knicks is
the Knicks.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yep.
That's interesting because those are two people you would never guess for them to
And actually, you know what's funny? They're actually going to be doing the announcement for the NBA mode, but also Summer Pro-Ams.
Yep.
And it says global basketball events. Big Moments is also making a return to the game, so that's good.
Okay.
Off-ball grabbing and tugging animations I'm looking at right now.
That's from the original details.
All this is from Steve OS. So.
I heard those are supposed to be manual grabs and...
Well, as far as the grabs, that I don't know because those animations.
I heard specifically that
it was
supposed to be like manual.
If
like
it's manual grab, I can see that happening because you can do that. You can.
All this is from Steve OS. Nice. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly where I heard it from too.
Yeah, because I can see you can do manual grabs in NHL. Like you can pin people up against the wall manually. So.
Okay. You know something else? Okay, now I found it. So they're kind of going with something from 2K's playbook, which is now. Your career is going to start from high school.
Okay.
In the story mode. So it says define your story as you start from high school and progress to legend status on the courts in the league and the streets. Increase your stock and performance-driven challenges and learn mechanics from iconic players as you rise to stardom. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
I already got NBA 2K19. Shout out to Izzy. Izzy gave me a code that I basically got the game for like $35. I got it on PC for $35. So I mean, it was just too cheap to pass up. So I got NBA 2K, and I don't know what the game's gonna be about. I don't know what's going. It could be some bullshit for all I care. But the fact that it's $35, I couldn't pass up on that. But I shut up. You always been
the second time this damn podcast.
No, because it's just like it for me is about principle. They've been shafting the consumers for the last few years as far as like information is concerned.
I can agree with that.
I just don't. At this point, I stopped pre-ordering NBA 2K until I got some information. But even so, it's like to give out information only a week before, like primarily a week before. It's just
that's terrible.
I already told Smitty when we was talking yesterday, man. It's gonna be hours for the game comes out. Oh, we got some new 2K gameplay. Here we go. But it's like
the momentous trailer,
right?
DJ, honestly, DJ, I can't disagree. You're absolutely right.
You basically sold out for sale.
So hey man, listen.
That's crazy though.
I've been called to sell out since I was like man 25. Man, put them in the game.
Where's that EA flag you posted? Bring that back. Make that your AVI, yo.
Yeah, man. They
put 2K over it.
Yeah, put them in the game. Put me on blast ever since then. So it ain't nothing new.
I mean, if you want to talk about consumerism, Me and VF, since we played NBA Live 14, we should be getting every live since then for free.
Man, same for me.
Man, listen,
listen,
ain't nobody went to bat for Live 15 like I did. I put money on that.
And you got Elite 11.
Yeah. Nobody went to bat for me for
send
for
that man
Live
a code,
15.
yo.
Yeah, send that, because I went to bat for
like
Live 15.
I got a copy last year.
Well,
yeah.
you kind of thugged your way through Shopmaster's little giveaway, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about all that.
I got me a copy because I wanted it.
Man, I still like Live 15, man. That's to me, that's still a pretty.
Yeah, we can talk about that for a second. So, Live 15 versus Live 18. Do y'all see them kind of like? Did y'all see them getting back on track with that? Because I kind of felt like 16 they got off the rails a little bit. But
yeah, I'm about to say.
But I'm saying with Live 15 to Live 18, it seems like that was what we should have gotten with 16. Do y'all agree with that?
I can agree with that. I can agree with that because I don't care what nobody say. They can say what they want. Live 15 was nice. I like that game. I like that game a lot. And
I told you when I first saw it, I said it just looks
really
like
nice.
Yeah,
it looked like NBA Live 09 to me. Like
to me,
because
to me, Live 15 played like Live 10 with slightly less animations.
And Live 09 I liked a lot because it was so smooth. That's why when I first saw it, I was like, yo, this looks like Live 09. This looks really smooth. Of course, Live 09 had some of the floaty shots, and everybody's shot had like crazy art.
I think Live 09 was a little bit wonky at times. I think 10 and 15 are fairly similar. I think 15 was just a little bit more stiff than 10.
15 was really? I think 15 was a bit more fluid than 10.
Nah, 10. You need to go back and play 10. 10 is still good to this day.
10 is good, but I'm saying 15,
I think with 15, what I like about 15, the ball was way more tangible.
Definitely.
And the ball was way more tangible than Live 10. And you had a little bit more features when it came to what you can do on the court as far as play calling. Play calling was better than 15. No, Live 10 play calling was terrible. 10? Live 10 play calling was terrible.
Live 10 was better with... Live 10 had more depth with the play calling.
They did. They did, but I
I
felt that 15, their play calling was a little bit better. That's me personally.
Bro,
let's just keep that to you personally because I look at it like this. That weapon wheel is garbage. That was a play calling mechanic.
That's in 16 though.
That's in 16.
That's not in 15.
Yeah, that's 16.
15 didn't have it.
Yeah, 15 had the basic one. You had the double tap.
15 had the bumper.
Okay,
they had the bumpers.
Okay, yeah, they had the bumper. You had to hold. You had to hold down.
Okay, so when they switched to the weapon wheel, that became garbage.
Yeah,
and they're still and really they're still using the weapon wheel. So it's still garbage.
They never fixed that in 18 either, where you called a play and the right guy wouldn't even get the ball.
Yeah, coming to think about it, man, y'all might be right, man. Live 10, they play calling was. It was a little more in depth. Come to think about it, you might
they had more team schemes.
Yeah, because it was Scott OG and
true.
Mike Wang on Live 10.
Yeah.
Live 10 also was the first game that gave you those legitimate animations to save the ball from going out of bounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Another thing about Live 10 that nobody really knew, they got authentic jump shots too. Kobe had his own jump shot. LeBron had his own. Even Dwight Howard. Everybody had their They had their signature jump shots in that game. Nobody really looked at that in Live 10, but it did.
If you really think about it, the counters that they have with the on-ball defense interactions, they had those in Live 10. They just weren't as sophisticated.
I think Live 10, not the triple threat, but the
size ups.
The size up was very good because
they were crazy. You just held RZ, I think.
Yeah, it was. That's what I mean. It was so easy to do. You didn't have to do nothing crazy to try to size up somebody. It was very simple and it worked. And it was based on the person who was doing the size up. If you had somebody who could dribble, you had a really good size up advantage. If you had some that was not that good, they can get the ball stolen. Now,
and you weren't just rolling in the paint dunking on dudes either in that game because you get bet at the rim real quick.
And on top of that, if you size up somebody for too long, it was an easier chance for you to get ripped in that game too.
Yeah.
So that would be something I wouldn't mind to come back, even if it was an option. That size up mechanic was actually pretty nice. But coming to think about it, man, as much as I like Live 15, I might have to concede, man, and say y'all right. Live 10 probably still a better game.
Yeah, but I would say Live 18 is a better game than 10.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I can agree that Live 18 was actually a damn good game over probably one of the best.
You could arguably say, yeah, I was gonna say you could arguably say. I mean, how would y'all rank it? Because I got 04 up there and I got 05 up there. At the top.
I'll say probably 05. 03
I just sent something random in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, I'm looking. Tyronn Lue. Sure. Nice.
Yeah, because I came across what did it say?
Hold on,
it said 14.
What is it about?
14 years ago today, Tracy McGrady, Tyronn Lue, Juwan Howard, and Reese Gaines, who he was, were traded to the Houston Rockets for Steve Francis, Cuttino Mobley, and Kelvin Cato.
Man,
Tracy McGrady was never healthy again.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you something, man.
Neither was Francis.
Tracy McGrady in Orlando was that dude was a monster back in the Orlando days, man. After he left Orlando, he never was the same. That dude was a monster, man. One of my favorite players at the time. Anyway, I don't have anything else about live. NHL 19, I know y'all talking about that. We talked about a little bit about that the last podcast, but there's some more information came out. Either DJ or Smitty, any one of y'all want to go first and talk about that?
What do y'all go?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. What else new?
There's nothing new? There's nothing new? Oh,
I don't think there was anything really new.
I didn't know. I thought it was. I'm sorry.
I think they just rehashed.
We can talk about the gameplay trailer since I haven't really gotten Smitty's thoughts.
I thought we talked
about that last week.
Yeah, we
did talk about that last week. I know that.
Stop recycling.
Well, no, but I'm saying we didn't get Smitty's thoughts on it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be with us last week.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Smitty, what are your thoughts on the NHL 19 trailer?
Man, Smitty jumps off a cliff.
Did he?
Oh, wow.
Nah, we don't know where Smitty's at.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, see, I said something when I left out and came, but I didn't say anything when I came back. But Smitty likes to just sneak on out.
Snoring right now.
Oh, come on. We can't.
You remember that?
No, we're not. See, you ain't supposed to bring that stuff up from the old Skype calls, yo.
Oh, yes, we are. We already brought up some of it, bro. Let me tell y'all, Smitty used to fall dead asleep on us, bro.
Oh, God.
Yo.
And it was so funny, though. He did.
Yo, Smitty used to fall asleep. We had to kick him out of the chat because he'd be snoring. Oh, my God. All right, come on, man. Like,
that's dirty, man. That's dirty, yo.
Kid used to be roasting them. Shout out to Kid, man.
Yeah, man. He used to get him so bad, man. Because he used to be snoring, man. He did.
Kid used to snore, too, when he fell asleep.
Yeah, Kid did, too.
Nah, but see, the thing with Smitty was when Smitty fell asleep, right? And then you'd be like, yo, Smitty, right, Smitty? He'd be like, yeah. And then fall right back asleep.
We call that man narcoleptic.
Yo, man, leave Smitty alone, man. That ain't right, man.
Oh my God! All right, what else we got? We could talk a little bit about PG decided not to opt in.
That's a good one. And LeBron James supposed to be making a decision at the time of this recording. We don't know exactly where he's going.
Oh well, he had to make a decision on whether to opt in or not. So he
already did.
That's what I'm saying. So he said before July 4th he'll make a decision. Well, he'll announce. I'm sure he already made a decision. He'll announce his decision. I think what he's doing right now is pretty much buying time for the Lakers to make a move because he already made it clear he doesn't want to be the first superstar there. But what I want to hear from y'all is this report has pretty much been proven to be false. But what did y'all think, if y'all did hear about it initially, about LeBron reportedly texting KD to see if he wanted to come to the Lakers?
I'm trying to figure out who's monitoring phones, who's hacking in the phones, and who's snitching the group that's just like...
Man, listen, I'm going to tell you something. Unless, as far as NBA goes, nothing's really sacred nowadays. And I'm not saying that it happened or it didn't happen. Because I can't say... Bills, you say it's proven to be false. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Personally, I can care less. But if it was... I'm just going to give you two sides. If it was, I think it's really sad. Like I put on Twitter, I was like, it's sad because you don't expect nothing like that from a superstar, especially when two that have been going back and forth at it for the past 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. But two, if it's false, which like you said, Bills, you said it's proven to be false. If it's false, it's like DJ said, who the fuck out here making these damn accusations about who's doing what on their phones and who's hacking in these phones, or who's just making up stuff in general?
So I can give a bit of background. Basically, what happened was Stephen A. Smith claimed that a source that has never been wrong, according to him, in 12 years.
He said it was two of them.
Yeah, two sources who have never steered him wrong. You know, just like they told him LeBron wanted to go to Golden State, and that was proven false, but they've never steered him wrong. Okay, cool. Anyway, so he said that those two sources claimed LeBron texted KD to see if he wanted to come to LA. Now, here's my issue with that. First off, why would LeBron be in a position to need KD? From a perspective of being LeBron, having free agency basically in your hands, knowing KD's position already, why would you even send that text? Like, what good would that get you? You already know people are going to talk about it. You know somebody's going to snitch on you because there's always a leak in the squad, apparently, in the NBA. There's always one.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Just look at KD. Now they're saying he might go back to OKC. It's like, how do people know this stuff?
That shit would never work.
Melo's still there.
All 29 million of them.
Yep, Westbrook hasn't changed his ways any.
Man, that dude right there, man.
So he's going to lose no matter what.
Pretty much.
Why go back? It would be a cool story, and I like seeing them play together, but not when it's crunch time and time to win.
No, they won't.
Everything's enjoyable to watch during the regular season,
I'm tell you
but
right.
it's like...
And I mean, I know this is a side note, but Westbrook is talented as he is. Westbrook is going to, unless if he change up, which I doubt, he's going to always be the reason and the detriment to him going far in the playoffs.
He'll never be the best player on the championship team. He never will.
Even if he don't even have to be the best player, it's just the way that he is. He's going to be the detriment of the reason why they don't go far.
But that's why he'll never be the best player on the championship team. There has to be two players, not one. There has to be two players and a coach that overcome his weaknesses. Mentally, and he doesn't really have any weaknesses physically. He's a great basketball player, but mentally, two players and a coach got to overcome that.
You know who have a really good basketball mind during the playoffs? Rajon Rondo. As much as a head case he is, when it comes to playoffs, he plays his asses off, and he does a very good job playing when it's playoff time. If he had Rajon Rondo's mentality, Westbrook would be a much different player come playoff time.
Yeah, Rondo just wants things his way. I think that's his problem. He butts heads with coaches a lot of times because he's hard-headed. And sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. But
I agree.
He always brings the playoff time.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with that. It's just that, but when playoff time comes, I mean, even when he was at the Pelicans, it's like, Rondo just shows up.
Right.
Westbrook just comes off as a guy that just want to do him for the most part.
So Smitty, DJ, what do y'all think about this situation with KD? I mean, I heard Smitty say it wouldn't work if he went back to OKC. DJ?
No, it's not gonna work. The thing with Westbrook, and how are they all gonna get paid with no bench? Because if let's say all of them are on OKC, who's gonna sub in for them? What money are they gonna have left? They're gonna be way over.
They're gonna pick up Kwame Brown and Brandon Hayward.
Oh hell no!
Like they are. Wow.
Adam Morrison's gonna come back. Jimmer Fredette. They're gonna have a deep bench, man.
They're gonna bring PJ Brown back
overseas though.
Man, look, they're gonna get him though.
You're gonna have like 6 players on the team with that much money they're dishing out. I'm like, shoot. Melo alone is what, 29 million?
Yeah.
For one season.
He just opt back in.
He was just like,
Well, of
was
course
like,
he
F a
did.
championship.
Yeah.
I want all the money because what's gonna happen is Lala's gonna divorce me and she's gonna take most of it anyway.
There you go.
So I better get the
There
most
you go.
money I can right now because
So
it's
you
gonna
just
be gone in the
you
next
just
2 or 3
jumped
years.
Going for the jugular, ain't you?
That's why I say he just jumped all the way to the deep end.
Damn, man. Just went to worst
I'm
case
just saying they were
scenario.
having issues last I checked, but things may be better. But I'm just saying though.
They've been having issues since another grown man told him what his wife tastes like. All right, so I mean, that's just how things go. You know, she tastes like Cheerios. That's what KG
Hey,
said.
So,
He also
said
had
he's
we're gonna go to another topic now.
I mean, look, man.
Hey,
like I said,
he had an issue with her being half naked and well, she was
Power?
full naked in Power.
yeah, that was
He had it.
Can't take back.
Big time issue
But
with that.
no, I mean, that's an expensive $29 million for a guy who's not really gonna produce huge numbers for you.
And then how many years does Westbrook have left? I mean, as far as on his contract.
He re-upped like 2 years ago. He got like at the time was a max contract. He got like 5 years for like 170 or something like that.
Didn't he? No, they gave him that Supermax.
Yeah, super.
Yeah,
No, did he sign after the Supermax? Because at the time when he re-upped, I didn't think that the 200 million Supermax was out.
No, I don't think the Supermax contract kicked in yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
I think it's about to kick in.
No, but I'm saying when the time that he got the
He did, bro. No, yes.
So he got it. He got a 200. He got a 200 mil.
205, bro. Matter of fact, he got 233 mil.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Nah,
he's there.
Yeah, they're
that's their franchise.
So they trade him.
Yeah, they're like first round. They're like first round playoff for life, right?
I don't know.
Wow.
Well, I mean, at least at this rate, they will be.
I don't know who you could put next to him other than a big man. No perimeter player can play with him.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
You got to put like a Boogie Cousins or somebody that's a big man there.
You got to have a coach that ain't going to cater to him. That's
another thing. Yeah, OKC lets the inmates run the asylum too much.
But that's what Bill said. That's what
Donovan let him do his thing. When he got the MVP last year, they basically played around him. Yeah. They catered to him to get, hey, let's pad his stats. Let's let him get these boards and get these points and all. Like they purposely played to let him play as much ISO ball as possible. You saw Cantor and
you saw Deuce
Adams move out of the way.
Yeah, they move out of the way so he can get the rebounds.
Yeah, so he did all that garbage, man.
No, I mean it's like I agree, and I've been saying it for the longest time. If you have just said, I've been saying this for a long time. Westbrook needs a coach who's gonna put his foot up his ass and say, "Look, bro, I don't care how good you are. You're not gonna win shit, and you're just gonna end your career without a ring like Allen Iverson. And then what?" And once you bring him down to that harsh reality.
You really want to put Allen Iverson out there like that?
Yes,
man was a
hell
team
yes,
player,
I am, because
that man was a team player.
Allen Iverson was a hell of a player that never wanted to change his game and sacrifice to win.
Well, that's true. That's true. I could agree with that.
Him and Melo were two of the worst players.
I'll put it like this. I'll say Iverson was a better team player than Westbrook.
I agree with that completely.
I ain't gonna say he's a complete team player.
I agree with that completely.
I can get you on that. You're right. So,
I mean, and Allen Iverson played team ball when Larry Brown was there. Larry Brown got fired or he left, whichever one happened. I forget, but that's how things go. He said he wanted Mo Cheeks there. I'm happy Mo Cheeks got hired, and then he kept doing the same old shit.
Well, I don't have anything else to say. Paul George, what about him? Did he say he was undecided, or he probably gonna sign back?
It's up in the air.
That's what I heard. It was still
he's considering LA, and I want to get on Kawhi after this. He's considering LA. He has a good relationship with Westbrook, so he might sign back. It's really going to depend. The waiting game really is coming to effect now because everybody's waiting on LeBron, and LeBron's waiting on everybody else. So,
I personally, I think Paul George should leave. Soon as Carmelo's out there, then I'd have been out.
Yeah.
As soon as Carmelo out there, I was like, yeah, I'm going because you're just gonna have a repeat of last year.
But I think the reason he opted out, the deadline was today, so that's kind of why he kind of waited as long as he could, just about. Obviously, if he opts back in later, or I should say resigns, he'll get more money, which is why everybody's opting out in the first place. That's even why KD immediately opted out. So, but I wanted to bring in Kawhi to the situation because Kawhi
ass will end up playing for goddamn the Atlanta Hawks or something. They trying to move his ass way to the east.
Man, see, and that's the thing, man. It's like I can see
the Spurs like fuck this.
San Antonio's starting to get desperate, bro. That's why they
got to because nobody's saying nothing
with LA.
I agree. They have to, but I mean, like if they had their way, his ass would be playing for some low budget Eastern Conference team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like, yo, we're not sending you to the West, you know. But it's like nobody really wants Kawhi on the East, as far as I know. So I know the Celtics was trying to talk to get him.
Nah, it's not that people don't want him. They don't have anything the Spurs want to take back in return. These Eastern Conference teams, which they really don't. They don't got no superstars over in the East. It's just
the East has been weak for a long time.
Yeah, so I mean. The thing with that is now everybody's trying to see if the Spurs trade him because if LA gets Kawhi, then LeBron will pretty much sign that next day, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So he's kind of waiting it out. I honestly think if they don't get Kawhi, if PG or DeMarcus Cousins or somebody doesn't sign it, he'll probably re-sign with Cleveland because I don't see how he'll go there if there's not enough.
Man, I was listening to the Sports Talk Radio. I was at work today, and they were talking about how Dan Gilbert really wants LeBron to leave so he can have his team.
Oh,
back.
I saw that headline.
I heard that, and I was just like, you know how full of shit you are, Dan Gilbert.
No. I get it, but I'm not on Dan Gilbert's side. But I can see his perspective because I can see where it's kind of overbearing to have a LeBron James on your team, especially with him being like the face of Ohio or the face of Cleveland. And as an owner, you want what's yours. And it's like, I mean, let's be all honest. I mean, LeBron runs the team, figuratively when it comes to him being on the team.
Nah, he runs that team literally.
Nah,
yeah.
I can't say
it's like, trade that nigga.
No,
nah, because if he did, they wouldn't have turned out with that team they did.
Hey, who was the first? Wait a minute. When LeBron came back, who was the first person that got traded? Andre Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins?
Whatever.
Yeah,
he got traded.
He got traded was because
LeBron said so.
Because they knew they had to bring another superstar there, and that's why they brought Kevin Love there.
But you know what?
I don't think
on the real,
you don't think LeBron didn't say anything to?
We've seen LeBron the GM,
you know something,
and owner.
We've seen LeBron the GM with that All-Star team, and you saw the type of team he put together. Trust me, if he had to pick and choose which players he wanted to team, he would have kept that super team they had this year.
The emergency room squad.
That's who he put together. Low key, I think they should have kept Wiggins and had Wiggins at the two.
Yeah.
I think they should have.
No, they should have. If
they should have had Kyrie, Wiggins, and LeBron.
Drove
they should have had
Kyrie out of town.
That would have been nice.
That also didn't happen.
Drove David Blatt out of town.
That also didn't happen. You just naming all kind of speculations been proven to be false.
Sent Tristan Thompson to a Kardashian. I'm like, that's worse than being sent out of town.
I mean, look. I mean, the optics don't look good. So that's what I say. I'm not saying that what Dale Gilbert saying is false or whatever. But from the outside looking in, like the optics, you can see that scenario where Dan Gilbert could feel that way.
You know what Dan Gilbert's problem is? Dan Gilbert has a Jerry Cross mentality.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And and you already know where I'm going with this. Well, why don't I get any credit? Why does MJ get all the credit? Why don't I get any credit? Why does Phil get all the credit?
Is it fair? No, it's not fair because the players win the championships. You're supposed to just put the team together.
We've seen Dan Gilbert without LeBron put a team together and they were horseshit. And they were trying to win and they drafted Anthony.
And I hate to say it, and I'm going to play devil's advocate. It's like,
that's true. They drafted Kyrie and Tristan.
That's one.
And they drafted Wiggins.
Really?
And then traded him. Wiggins got traded, yeah.
I mean, he got traded, but still they made the draft pick. He panned out.
But you named two guys that were no-brainer first picks, though. That's not hard.
And then everybody was imported.
And the man that drafted him, you fired him. So, I mean, how smart can Dan Gilbert possibly be?
I understand. Y'all are talking about this from a basketball sense. I'm talking about this as an owner that owns a team. Because all owners, I know everybody knows this. All owners are not into
basketball.
Most of them are not into these teams to win. They're just there to
to there to have.
They're there to make money and just there for ownership. And Dan Gilbert may feel that he just wants his team back, win or lose. And I mean, I get it. I'm not saying that he's right. Maybe it'd be a poor decision from a basketball wise, but I'm just looking at it from his perspective. I can see where that scenario could come out. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it is what it is. It's like I think it's a stupid move. If you're looking at, hey, I want to win.
He's a dummy.
But at the same time, it's like some owners are like that. I mean, you look at some owners like, let's just say, for instance, the owners of the old owner of the Clippers. What was his name? The racist dude?
Sterling.
Oh, God. Yeah, Sterling. Yeah. He didn't give two shits about winning. He owned the team.
Hey, but he cared about attendance, and guess what? Dan Gilbert clearly don't care about that either.
Hey, there's other owners out there that don't. That I ain't gonna say they don't care about winning, but I'm pretty sure it's low on the totem pole when it comes to their team.
They care about attendance and revenue.
It's just some owners are like that. I mean, there's some NFL teams that are like that. There's some basketball teams, some baseball teams that are like that. Smitty, I know you had a few other things you wanted to say about it, and I know we cut you off like 20 times. I'm sorry, but what you were saying?
No, like the only thing I was just saying was like, you know, with LeBron and all the stuff that happened, to be quite honest, if that team were actually developed, like if LeBron actually slowed down for a moment and actually, like if they actually worked things out with that team, they actually had a good team. Like even with the squad they had this year.
You talking before the trade?
Before and after. Both, honestly. He had a good team. It's just that when you don't honestly work it out and you want to just be, when you have too much trying to be ball dominant and then all of a sudden you want these guys to produce, you can't do that. That's why
you know where that comes from, right?
That's on the
I was about to say that's just straight Tyronn Lue. That's Tyronn Lue.
I mean that's on both accounts. That's on Ty Lue. It's on Ty Lue, no doubt.
LeBron force-fed Clarkson the ball, and you saw what happened. So that's on Tyronn Lue.
I mean,
no. That's on LeBron too. That's on LeBron too. Because he's a player. He's the player president and all that stuff on that squad.
That's all speculation.
No, it ain't speculation. That's him running that team. No, it's not. That's
true.
Running
like
that
I said, they wouldn't be in that position, man.
When you're a team leader, that's not an excuse. You're supposed to lead your team, and he didn't do that. Passing somebody the ball in a live game, that's not leadership. You supposed to.
I'm gonna put it like this.
When you practice and build your squad.
Well, how do we know that he wasn't doing that though? We didn't have live look-ins in practice.
It shows. It shows by the work on the floor.
I mean, they didn't produce when they did have that chemistry. If you look at the year before that, so I mean, it's not much different.
What?
I'll put it like I think
no,
this
is not the same.
And it's not a knock. I'm gonna say this is not a knock on LeBron, but it's I'll say it kind of is a knock on him. LeBron has been in a position to where he has been ball dominant for so long, and he felt like he has. It kind of brought a detriment to the team to the point where you had 2 Game 7s, and you just couldn't produce to the fullest. Where your team couldn't produce to the fullest in the finals. Because the fact that he had the ball for so long, I think LeBron will flourish if he had somebody else controlling the ball. I think he'd be a much better player if he had somebody controlling the ball. You just like say for instance, and I'll put this on Tyronn Lue because I don't know the situation between him and Rodney Hood, but if Rodney Hood was actually handling the ball a little bit more, they would have had a better shot, not only in the game against the Celtics. Say they won that series, but they would have had a better shot of dominating that series and in the finals because you saw when Rodney Hood came in, there was a better spark in the team.
Man, Tyronn Lue's a dummy.
That's what I'm
98% of that got to be Tyronn Lue. He didn't even play Tristan Thompson in the series where it went 7 against Indiana in a series you knew he should have played.
Yeah,
it's like you can't play him.
LeBron is so. Like LeBron so ball dominant is like it's kind of a gift and a curse, and it hurt him at the end. It really did. Honestly, it hurt him all 3 of those series. Yeah. It's just that the fact that he was able to win, help that team win in those 2 Game 7. So at the end of the day, he has to have a better coach at the end.
He does.
And I wish at some point that he does play with somebody where he could play more off ball, because I think he'd be much better.
If you look at the coaches he's had, like, they've all been scrubs, other than Eric Spoelstra, who pretty much had to learn on the job. Tyronn Lue's a complete basket case. David Blatt wasn't a scrub, but he had no respect.
Blatt wasn't that bad, though.
How was he a scrub?
I just said David Blatt wasn't a scrub, but he had no respect in the locker room. J.R. Smith didn't respect him, and, I mean, J.R. Smith doesn't really even have any clout. So that's how you know you have no respect. You said what?
I said, that's J.R. Smith. Yeah,
okay,
like that.
What I'm saying is J.R. Smith was actually one of the leaders in the firm at that time.
Them boys said LeBron didn't too much care for him either, man.
Of course not. I mean, LeBron's not going to sit and vouch for his job. Nobody did. So it's one of those things where if nobody vouches for your job, you get fired. I didn't see anybody calling for Dwayne Casey to not get fired. Dwayne Casey didn't deserve to be fired.
Man, but
nobody called for his job to be saved. So that's kind of what happened.
But you see the difference between actual team development with what Dwayne Casey did versus what happened over there in Cleveland. Yeah, and I'm not saying that to the trades. I'm just saying, like, in general.
Dwayne Casey did a damn good job. Dwayne Casey did a damn good job with that team.
Yeah.
That team.
Yeah, he turned two frauds into good players for the whole regular season.
Yeah, those guys were just afraid of LeBron. That's all. It's
not Dwayne Casey. Oh yeah, you can't do nothing.
I was about to say the same thing.
They're afraid of playoffs. Period.
It's like Dwayne Casey. Dwayne Casey couldn't do nothing with that. That was not.
They go from Raptors to Barney real quick in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And that's the thing. How many times does your team have to underperform in situations like that before you look at the players instead of the coach? How many supporting casts do they got to put around DeRozan and Lowry before you realize that they're just too frauds and they're never going to win?
Anything that happened with that team this year was not Dwayne Casey's fault. I don't care what nobody say.
No.
I mean, you can tell them what to do, but when they get on the court, and they start shaking in their boots and act like they can't play, what the coach
got Kyle Lowry going scoreless in games, scoring 8 points against Goran Dragic. No knock on Goran Dragic, but he's not exactly the B.J. Armstrong of this generation.
Hey, that's true.
Bruh, like, come on. Like, it's Goran Dragic. Like, you can get yours. You're an all-star point guard.
So, one more thing before we jump to another topic. Lonzo Ball got a torn meniscus. What y'all think about this kid? What do you think this guy's future?
They said he'll be ready for camp, so.
Yeah, he said, he should be fine.
Hey, I mean, I'm saying just in general. What you think this guy? You think he's gonna be all right? Yeah. I'm not saying I'm doubting him, but it's like
he's good. I think he's.
I just think it's just too much stuff going on with this dude. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. It's part of his dad doing all that outside of hoopla, but.
Can I just say this real quick? I'm gonna let you finish.
I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Oh, I knew this was coming.
LeVar Ball is a buffoon, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I was just gonna say that, like, this outside of that.
You kept it mild. I thought you were gonna say something worse.
But I mean, outside of that, though, like Lonzo, I mean, he's playing like a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he was hyped up a little bit. I mean, you know, Magic coming up and saying, you know, save some of them records for me and all that at the presser. That wasn't, you know, much help, but he's got to learn his way. And I mean, he's going to have to either do something ridiculously well to refine that jump shot of his, or, you know, he's going to have a serious problem in his league, because one of the big things they said was that his jump shot is, you know, maybe a problem in the NBA because of the comp he's going to face. And that's definitely showing here. So, but at the same time, his numbers did compare to J. Kidd as rookie stats. So I'm not saying he's about to be J. Kidd, but comparable style-wise, he looks in that mold. Not going to be the best scoring guy out there, but at the same time, he's learning he's got good sense on the court, good awareness to get those passes off and everything. And then, you know, you can always teach him defense. So he could be a good distributor and give you at least maybe 10 to 14 points a game. So if he could do that and give you 7 to 7, I could see him averaging 7 to 9 assists.
I was just a little worried about him because of the injuries. That's because he had one injury. Now he has a torn meniscus. I'm starting to worry about him health-wise. But as far as ability, I'll give him more than that. I think as he progresses and he does and everything goes well, I think he could be easily a 17-10 guy, 17-11 guy easily.
DJ?
I have no comment.
Hey man, y'all got rid of Marcin Gortat.
Oh.
Yeah, that was. You know what? Yeah, thanks for reminding me. That's how much I've been out of tune with the NBA. But, with the NHL, with the Washington Capitals winning the Stanley Cup, and realizing that I'm not as much of an NBA guy as I used to be. But yeah, hearing about Marcin Gortat getting traded, I was jumping for joy. I threw several parties, drank like several beers, drank several more beers. Nah.
He celebrated Marcin Gortat.
Yeah, I called him Gort trash.
Finals.
I'm like, the man, okay. The biggest thing he can tell is that he played in all 82 games. Well, of course, you were jogging up and down the court. You didn't play defense. You didn't grab any rebounds. You definitely didn't block shots. Your scoring went down.
That was like rude, Phil.
And you were talking shit about John Wall.
Gort trash.
I'm like, and you didn't hide it. It was kind of like, a side-eye
that was dirty
shot, but...
That's dirty what y'all did to that man, talking about some deport Gortat.
So I was going to speak on Lonzo Ball for a second. I think his upside is crazy. He has great court vision. Crazy court vision. Good size for his position, but he's going to have to become a better defender, much like Brandon Ingram. So, yeah, I think his jump shot's not much of a... I don't think it's that much of an issue. I think he has to shoot with more confidence. I think once he started...
He need to tune that thing because if the way his jump shot is, he can't go left.
No, of course. But what I'm saying is from a standstill position. I'm judging him from a standstill position. His jumper, the problem with it wasn't the mechanics. It was the confidence. He didn't have confidence. A lot of that can be attributed, I should say, to his father for running his damn mouth. And, I'm not going to get on a big rant about LeVar Ball. But, yeah, when you have somebody in the background, yeah, we see how that's working out. You gotta pay people to show up to your games, but whatever. But, yeah.
All 3 of them.
Right. So, it's like, when you have a situation like that where somebody is bringing a lot of hype and a lot of, quite frankly, hate towards you because you're a guy who hasn't played a game yet. You saw what Patrick Beverley did. Patrick Beverley came at him. So when you come in the league and you're already a top pick, but on top of that, your daddy's talking all kind of shit that he can't back up because you're the one playing, you end up having people ready to come at you. So this year, he'll have a much better year this year. The monkey will be off his back. He won't have to worry so much about all the pressure and the expectations. So I think he's going to do great this year.
Okay. I was just worried about it. I was just wondering. I was curious.
I want to know what y'all think about Trae Young, especially since he came to your neck of the woods.
I don't give a fuck about him.
Oh, damn.
I'm not a Hawks fan.
Yeah, but you brought him up one day. That's why I wanted to go into
the Bulls fan.
I don't.
I'm saying he brought it up one day, so I was gonna.
Yeah, they should have kept the other guy they traded for. The dude was like accomplished. Yeah, he got like 10 championships overseas or something. They should have kept him. Trae Young is like poor man Steph Curry. I don't know nothing about him as far as
Poor man Steph Curry. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, but
he's
I'm
saying you already got Steph Curry. Like
you already got a point guard already there that's already averaging like 20.
What do you think?
Why would you need another one?
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm
glad because Schooner wants out. Or Schroeder, or whatever his name is.
Schroeder does want out. I get it, but it's like...
See, I didn't know that.
I understand.
You need somebody as a replacement. So that's why I'm like, I can see why they make it.
I get it. I understand that, and it's cool, but it's like, I don't give a fuck. I just don't. just glad that the Bulls came to their senses and trying to keep Zach LaVine. I like that. I like they're trying to keep him, and they got two big men that actually can look like they can play some ball that they drafted. And Chris Dunn, he's pretty good. He just needs to, get a little bit more offense. I think the Bulls are, they're on their way. They're a young team. I like that, but as far as the Hawks,
let me be honest. I don't like these comparisons to Steph Curry because people got to remember Steph Curry's 6'3", Trae Young is 5'11". Not only that,
you're making my point.
No, I feel you, but I'm saying just since I brought it up, like I don't really like the comparisons to Steph and Curry. I think other than taking bad shots and missing them instead of making them, he isn't very much like Steph Curry at all. He doesn't make his teammates better. He doesn't play defense, where Steph Curry at least tries.
From what I've seen from him, I just see him jacking
dumbass shots
late in that's what I've seen. And I was like, why did they trade?
And his basketball IQ is much better than that. But it got to a point in the season where he just started jacking shots because...
See, that's what I'm saying. At the beginning of the season, I'm with you. Because at the beginning of the season, I was like, okay, but like the last 10 games, and he got bounced out in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Yeah. But when I saw that, it was like he was just throwing stuff up. I'm like, nah.
Well, so all in all, what I was going to say was, he's going to the perfect organization. Because what does the organization do? They're not about winning. Good players go to die in Atlanta.
Now, I would say that. I'll say now they're not about winning.
Well, now, yeah.
I mean, you're talking about it.
Good players go to die in Atlanta. Dang, that
he just trashed all.
Okay,
you gotta understand.
Okay.
Before last year, think about it now. Before last year, the Atlanta Hawks
balling a few years ago, like you said.
I'm saying before last year, the Hawks were the only team.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Listen, yeah, before last year, Atlanta's been the only team in the NBA that consistently went to the playoffs for like 15 years.
What happened?
No, they're not about quote unquote winning championships, but there's something to be said about a team that constantly go to the playoffs that long and had the longest tenure out of anybody in the NBA. So I'm not going to say that they were like say the Minnesota Timberwolves before what's his name.
This is what I mean by good players go to die.
Right.
When I say that good players go to die, what I mean is that these players go to these teams and they have some type of motivation before they get there. And then they get there, and that motivation is sucked out of them.
It is the total opposite. I can tell you why.
Ooh.
Joe Johnson was out there. Joe Johnson was very good. I'm saying he was good. He went there and he left, and he got better. I ain't gonna say he got better, but he still was consistent.
No. I'm not talking about when they leave. I'm talking about when they're there.
You say they go there to die.
But in the time that they are there,
when they go there to die, that means they never revived themselves. They're dead.
What I mean by go to die,
the only person you can say that to is that damn trash ass dude, Josh Smith. He's the only one that left. No. He's the only one got there, and he went there to die because he never got better.
I used the wrong phrase. When they go there,
you can look at Jeff Teague, another one.
I feel you.
They actually played. What I'm saying is,
left and got
it was better.
The wrong phrase. But what I mean is, dudes go there, they lose all motivation to play hard.
Not only that. Look at Rasheed Wallace.
Rasheed
Wallace went to Atlanta.
He was there for one
He left and he won a championship.
Really?
He left and won a championship.
All right, I wouldn't you see though. You see,
no, but I'm just saying. He's saying that players go there to die, but
I'm not.
You have plenty of players.
I said I used the wrong.
He said he used the wrong line. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, now that I'm explaining it, what I'm saying is, it's like when they go there, they just. It seems like they're like, "Fuck, I'm here now."
No, I think the Hawks. I think the Hawks' main problem was they had a lot of talent. The problem with the Hawks was they had too many small forwards. You think about all the people. You had Joe Johnson. You had Josh Smith. You had Marvin Williams. You had what's that dude that came from Stanford? Oh, what's the dude that came from Stanford with the
Childress?
No, yeah, Josh Childress. You had so many small forwards there. You didn't have anybody else out there that was actually. I mean, you can't name the actual shooting guards. But
if you look at the dudes for example. Dwight Howard had just had a good year before he went there. He went to Atlanta, and it was like, oh, I'm coming back home. Then he got there and it was like, ew, I'm here.
Yeah, because he's an ass. I mean that's just on him.
Look, we know Dwight Howard isn't the most emotionally stable player.
I mean, he did the same thing. He did the same thing when he was in LA.
He was hurt most of the year.
Yeah,
he had a real back problem, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can't.
No, he has a mental problem. So what's the difference?
My god! Look, I'm not gonna get on Dwight Howard. I used to be hard on Dwight Howard. I'm not so much anymore because he tries. But it's just
he needed to be in the right culture, which is jacked up that he's not in whatchamacallit in Charlotte no more.
That seemed like
the right culture.
Smitty? No, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because these dudes are talking about him now that he left. They're talking all kind of trash about him. Instead of trying to improve the problem, they're being part of the problem. Because what they're doing is they wait till he leaves and then they want to talk. Oh, thank God he's gone. Oh,
you know what? I'm not even gonna blame them because Dwight Howard has a track record of causing problems with people. For him to have a problem with Charlotte or the people say something about him after he leaves, I'm not necessarily surprised because he's always had an issue with him.
Yeah, but the thing is, everybody gave him flack when he was on Houston. Kevin McHale came out and said he wasn't the problem. James Harden was.
That's true.
So I can't get on Dwight Howard. For example, he said, I didn't want Stan Van Gundy fired. Stan Van Gundy pretty much welcomed himself to be fired. He's like, look, y'all fired me. Y'all just fired me. I don't care. They fired him because the team ended up underperforming after a while, or underperforming, I should say. But if you look at L.A., and then this recent stint in Charlotte, he wasn't the problem. Like, Dwight Howard gets
I can't speak on that he wasn't the problem in Charlotte, or for that matter, even in Atlanta. I don't think he was a problem in it because the team didn't have an issue with him. I think they just got rid of him. Because, I mean, I'm not saying he had a good basketball stat-wise or he played well in Atlanta. I think it was just more of a middle of the road. But behind the scenes, I haven't heard anything outside of. I mean, as far as behind the scenes, that anything was a problem. I think he just got rid of him.
All I'm saying is that when he was in Charlotte, he was talking and playing different. Like his whole demeanor was different. It wasn't like when he went to Atlanta. It was like he didn't really give a care.
He
truly didn't give a care.
He had that Josh Smith face and demeanor and everything.
Basically, yep. Like he didn't care. But then when he went over there to Charlotte, it's like his whole, like he completely changed up. Like now you see him posting vids of him working out and all that stuff and everything. Like, yo, there ain't no off season. Every day I gotta work. I'm like, man, that's why he catches flack for that because of the past. But it's like it's interesting to see him do that.
You can't knock him for that.
Right,
I can't get mad at I can't get mad at people for feeling that way. No, but I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying you can't knock him for that. Because he had a different culture.
So let me ask you a question, Smitty, because I've been wondering this. I haven't watched a lot of the Pistons. How is Blake Griffin's body language and attitude this year?
I mean, only looking at him, like, while he's been in Detroit, he didn't play that long. So, I mean, it's not enough for me to fully gauge, but I mean, at least from looking at interviews and seeing how he interacts with the team, like how, like when they show footage, it doesn't look like he's, like, oh man, I'm in Detroit.
Right.
Oh well, it sucks that I'm here.
It seemed like he likes it there.
He's liking it in the sense. The big thing about him is that he definitely feels betrayed by the Clips because he read up off the promise, like, yo, your name's your jersey's gonna be in the Raptors, and you're gonna be you're gonna be the legacy guy.
They did sell him that dream. They sold him that dream.
And for him to get dealt off like that, it's kind of like he want to make him pay for that. Like, okay, so y'all did this. Like, and that's why honestly, I'm glad that we got Casey. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I listen to his interview and how he talking. He's like, yo, we got to make sure we keep Blake healthy. That's the key thing. We keep him healthy, and we get Drummond consistent, and I'm investing in these young cats. I'm like, yo, see, which is what he did with Toronto. He had them rookies clicking out there, like getting legit minutes. So, but the vibe is positive though on Blake though. He doesn't look like he has a lethargic attitude out there.
Yeah, I noticed that as soon as he got there. I noticed that as well. It seemed like he likes it there off the rip. So that's a good.
Now, I'm gonna say this.
The team rallies around him too. So
I'm gonna say this. I feel bad for DeAndre Jordan, bro.
Yeah.
Now,
Why?
A couple years ago, everybody remembers that famous night that he was locked in a room, in a hotel room, and sold a dream of what the Clippers were going to be if he stayed, right? Who is left from that team?
Just him.
Even Austin Rivers is gone.
Yeah, he's with the Wizards now.
And DeAndre Jordan's like, bruh, y'all said we were a family. They was like, yeah, we met you and Steve Ballmer.
Oh, wow.
Like, I feel, and I hope he leaves. I really do.
Nah, he needs to go.
And I'm hearing the Mavericks, and it's like, damn, how can Mark Cuban even have faith in him after that whole situation?
What happened the first time, yeah.
If he does, I think it'll be good for the Mavericks because they're building a bit of a nice young nucleus there. They got Dennis Smith Jr., drafted Doncic. So, I mean...
They ain't draft him.
Well, okay, well, trade it for him. You still going to get on the Hawks.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I hope he goes there because...
Man, I'm sorry, man. They're looking for, like, headlines, man. I don't think... That dude would have been really nice for the Hawks, man. Him and Josh Collins together, that would have been nice.
Man, I like Trae Young. I'll be brutally honest about him, but I like him. I hope he's not a bust there.
No, I don't think he's going to be a bust. I think that what Atlanta needs a guy like Doncic to be on that team. A guy who's accomplished, a guy who's going to give you something. He's going to be very consistent for that team. He's going to be very consistent.
They should have paid him Paul Millsap. I don't even like Paul Millsap, and I know DJ don't like Paul Millsap, but they should have paid Paul Millsap.
I told y'all that. I told y'all that when they let him walk.
I didn't like him, but I mean,
Millsap, there's not a floor that he likes to fall on.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that dude worked his butt off to be a good player.
I ain't gonna lie, he was flopping like a fish in that series, DJ.
Man,
yeah, but it's crazy, man. But
stretched out.
I don't know. Y'all got anything else? Y'all got anything else for NBA talk? Because I got another question for Smitty real quick.
No.
We all talked about our football teams for the most part. Smitty, what the hell is going on with your Lions?
Well, nothing at this point in time. I mean, I don't pay too much attention.
I can't even. Yeah, because I can't even remember who y'all drafted.
Yeah, no, we basically drafted a center, Ragnow. Like, we picked him. He's our main pick.
Is he
well,
good?
we also got a halfback. Yeah, he was like, how many? He only allowed one sack in the 3 years he was in college, and he played every snap. Okay. So that says something. The only thing is just, will he be starting at center, or will he be shifted to the right or left guard? Because that's what they're still trying to figure out. I hope they just play him at center, because, leave him there.
Center.
Let him be at his position, his natural position.
I agree.
Right.
Center is very important.
But, I mean, and we also picked up a halfback as well, so that's another key pickup out of the draft. Yeah, I mean, look, over the course of an NFL season, you need multiple backs, dude.
Yeah, but don't y'all got Riddick, right? Y'all got Abdullah.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they won't get hurt.
That doesn't mean, exactly.
Jesus.
Both of them have got hurt.
Yeah, because, I mean, Atlanta they drafted another quarter. I mean, they drafted another running back in Atlanta.
We had four backs last year. Two of them three of them went down with injuries at some point during the season. Jesus. We had Riddick, Zenner, Washington, Abdullah, and Zenner, he got hurt. He was out for the whole season. Washington was only featured. So,
Best was going to be that.
Oh, yeah, and we had Tion Green. That's right, we had him, but we ended up cutting him in the offseason, which I don't agree with. But when we signed LeGarrette Blount, that, makes sense as to why that happened. But, no, I mean, the thing is, the main problem why guys get all nicked up and everything, we didn't have a good run game. We kept trying to run, and we couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So we got real pass predictable, and especially when our backs got hurt, so we got extremely pass predictable. Then over half of the line, especially guys that we were banking on performing, got hurt. And
I think
guys
I was
invested
talking to
in
VF the other day about the bad luck that y'all have had with running backs. Because you think about Javid Best and Mikel LaShore, two guys that could have been monsters.
Yeah. But
yeah,
they switched. See, that's the thing. They switched They switched their game up, though. Well, no. Yeah. Because we only had one good season with them both. They both had a little over 500 yards a pop.
They got hurt, right?
No. LaShore, well, no. LaShore had got hurt that in practice the following season. He tore his Achilles, and he was out for the year. And then Javid was our main back, and then we had like a rotation of backs at that point because Javid could. I mean, scouting report and looking at, there's no way that he was going to be the featured back. Right. He had to be. He was just a situational back, which is what we used him for that first season.
Was that around the time y'all had Reggie Bush?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, Javid was gone. I think he was gone before Reggie Bush, or maybe he was on the tail end. Yeah, he was already gone.
I think Javid Best was gone.
Okay,
yeah, he was already gone.
So
Javid Best been going for a while.
But yeah, I was hoping that LaShore would have got another legit shot, but the thing, like Schwartz didn't give him a clean shot.
I saw him play in preseason. I was like, I don't know who this dude is.
Yeah. See that? I mean, you gotta think about that Achilles, man. I mean, that ain't no joke when that stuff get messed up. So it's like I just feel bad in that part, and then especially with Titus Young, because he added so much depth to our wide receiving. That's why we were able to have such a good run game, because we had Calvin, we had Pollard. That was still, he was still able to do some good for us. So we had Pollard, we had who else was there? Who was out there? Who else did we have in our receiving core? We had Titus Young.
Nate Burleson.
We had Burleson. Yep, he was in there. And we had one other receiver too that was able.
I remember y'all had Mike Furry back in the day.
Yeah.
I remember that too.
And then defensively we had Sue and I don't think Fairley wasn't there yet, but
y'all had
Steven Tulloch. We had Tulloch. We had Vanden Bosch.
Yeah, Vanden Bosch.
So we had a good front seven, and then on top of that, on the offensive side, we could air it out. And
we had Mike Schwartz.
Yeah. So that's what he was a good coach. He was a good coach. I think that he should have got additional time. Based off of the circumstances, I think he should have got more time. But
which coach we talking about again?
Schwartz.
Oh yeah.
I think he got cut off short too early. I don't think he should have. But and
they blamed a lot of the stuff. Like from my perspective, obviously I don't live in Detroit, but from my perspective, what it seemed like was they were blaming him for a lot of stuff that made the Lions successful in the first place. Like you're talking about your team is undisciplined. I'm like, look, I mean, they're gonna get penalties. They're wild personalities, but they were winning games. They made it to the playoffs.
Yeah. They were winning games. That getting mad at Sue and everything else and all that. I'm like, listen, I know a lot of pressure was put on him, but at the same time, dude, he worked perfectly right here in Detroit, man. I love what he did. Like that's the crazy thing about it. Ever since he left Detroit, he's been ineffective. He Miami. He did not make that noise. Too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that too. I hope he's inspired.
Now,
I really think he will, because you got Nahi next to Aaron Donald and everything. Man, them boys about to be a problem over there in LA. So I don't know, but yeah, hopefully Matt Patricia can get it rolling. I mean, we lost Terrell Austin. I hate that, but on the defensive side, but he at least got our defense clicking. Like he molded those guys, especially in the secondary. So hopefully we can have a decent pass rush, and then with the run game, like I said, we get an established run game. Our passing game wasn't bad. It's just that we had no run game to take the attention off the pass, so it made it real predictable. So we'll see what happens.
Now, I'll ask early on. I'm going to ask all you guys this. So I'll ask you first, Smitty, since we're already talking about the Lions. Do you think the Lions have a chance to vie for a wild card spot, which would pretty much mean being the second or first best team in your division.
That's so early to say.
Well, I feel you, but I'm saying we pretty much already know what the rosters are like, barring a couple of signings here and there. It's like,
and I wouldn't even.
All right, I just sent something to y'all.
Because preseason's not really going to give us a huge understanding of that, so it's like,
yeah, it's so early, man. That's hard to say. That's like I don't even know if the Falcons are making to the playoffs again. Their play caller could make us win like 4 games. I mean, I can't stand it, man. I want y'all to read what I sent to y'all. Just read it to yourself, and I want y'all thoughts about it.
Man,
you sent it on Twitter? Or,
yeah, I put it in y'all DMs. I sent it. I just want y'all thoughts about it. Real quick.
Okay.
Just read that, but I don't know, man. I understand where you're coming from, man, but that's like really early to tell us like who will make a playoff team. Yo, I just hope Steve Sarkisian just don't call any plays this year, man. I mean, our team is set. Our team has been set. Hell, our team even been set. No, our team's been set before the 28-3 debacle, and the team just got better. And it's just like the play calling, just oh my god, it's just so terrible.
Yeah,
man,
I couldn't.
Just based on how the roster set up right now. I couldn't
do that. Yeah, like off of the. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, we can definitely make wild card. I mean, I usually can't say nothing until like week 12. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But I mean, yeah, see, I really, it makes it even harder because I haven't seen Matt Patricia's work at all. So it's like, I really can't answer that.
Okay, so yeah, from that perspective, I can understand.
Yeah, this is his first year, so I ain't seen Jack.
See, I didn't even think about that, so I can understand that.
I'll say wild card, yeah. I'm just assuming. So a wild card, yeah, we could make it.
So y'all seen that picture I sent y'all?
Yeah, that might have been that might have been one of the dumbest, most contradictory things I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, my brain died in the middle of reading.
I'm gonna get it. Okay, I'm gonna pass on it.
I'm gonna pass on it, but I'm gonna rent it.
Then I'm gonna rent it for 3 days, not know whether I actually like it or not. Return it, and then after that, it just all went haywire.
Because you play 2K offline,
which has nothing to do with it. That's like saying, well, I play Legends of Zelda, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't buying Madden.
I'm telling you, man. This is the type of stuff I was talking. This is the type of stuff I was talking about earlier when it comes to the community.
This is what I'm talking. But see, that's the stain right there. The stain of being hurt, and you wanna hold it though. You wanna hold on to it for dear life. You don't want to grow past it. Listen, there was a point where dudes were showcasing pleasure playing Madden, caught some heat for it, and reverted right back to nothing but negatives. Just enjoy the game, man. Just enjoy it. What's the problem?
This go full circle. This is why my old channel. Yeah. I could not do that. Yeah. Like, look, if I enjoy it, it is what it is. Exactly. If you don't like it, kick.
And you know what? I'm just gonna read the tweet. I'm not gonna say the name. I'm just gonna read the tweet. I'm not gonna say the name. All right. I will, and just try to keep up with me here for whoever's listening. This has no periods. I will.
No, it's just one.
I will pass on Madden myself. I will rent it from Redbox, play it 3 days, and return it. I have not brought a Madden. I've not brought a Madden game in years. Brand new. It don't excite me to get it. I play 2K because offline it offers the same experience. My GM and my league is all I play. I don't. What? I don't play the park.
If it don't excite you, why you Redboxing
it? Exactly. Like, you seen that new movie Black Panther? Nah, I don't really care for it. I'll probably go to Redbox and pick it up. Wait, what? Which one is it?
Oh man!
I swear, sometimes life is full of contradictions. Like, you don't have to wait
I
long for one to pop up.
Yeah, I saw that. I just had to send that to y'all, so y'all just want to know what y'all thought about it. I just thought it was wow.
So I mean, so like we were saying, if you like the game, don't be ashamed to just tell people you like the game. If you want to play the game, don't be ashamed to just tell the people you want to play the game. You have nobody to impress.
I've been trying to get an answer for this for the longest. Why is it a problem if somebody likes a game? Why is that your problem? Why does it matter if somebody else likes a game that you don't like? Nobody's ever given me the answer to that yet. I've been trying to figure it out for the longest.
But see, you know what? You know something, man? Just thinking about it back then when it was simpler with these games and all that stuff. I remember I would just turn to a few sources. I would either read my GamePro magazine or Electronic Gaming Monthly, and that's it. I had the subscription for it. I look at my Nintendo Power, look at my Nintendo stuff. That's all I looked at. If the game was good, I may go to Blockbuster and rent it. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, check it out. If it was a game,
Apex.
If it was a game that
no, I don't do that, man.
No, I'm gonna say it. I blame Apex.
If it was a game I felt a certain way about already, like whether I was really positive on it, that review I saw was more affirmation. Hey, you know, when I was little, of course, you know, I had to wait Christmas, birthday, etc., and be like, hey, could you get me that game? Because I really want this game. It didn't matter if the whole block or everybody else said, man, this game sucked. Look, me and my best friend loved RPGs. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, they didn't give a flying fart about those games. Why are you playing that game? Man, I don't like that. It's boring. Me, I was fascinated with it. But see, that's the whole thing about the difference. We all enjoy getting on the sticks, but not everybody enjoys everything. We don't have to all be in agreement with each other. That seems to be the problem. It's like you have to go by what I say, or else.
It's like it's like you have to be
lockstep.
Exactly. Like the perfect day on Twitter is somebody comes out and says, I think Madden's a good game. Another person comes and says, you have no credibility. 5 people like that tweet. Now, the person who just said, I like Madden, says, well, how do I have no credibility? Because you like Madden. Yeah, but I didn't say it was good. I said I liked it. You don't know anything about football. Then a fight starts. Then the word spreads. Then a video comes up. That's on the daily.
Who out here making videos?
Man, you already know who will be back in a week with more content. I don't even got to go there. All right?
Man, first, see how first and Framerates start drama? You see that? See that?
Bruh, all I'm saying is, it's like, okay, like, we've been saying this. Like, it's okay to have your own opinion. Just because somebody else doesn't like a game, or just because somebody else does like a game, they're not putting it in your console and say, here, play it.
I'm still trying to figure out why is it a problem. I still have yet.
Bro, you know why that is.
If you want, I mean, if anybody can make a video, it's just, you know, people like to make video. If you can make a video and honestly tell me why is it a problem that one person likes a game and you don't like it, why get mad at them because of that? I'm still trying to figure out.
Because everybody wants to agree until their answer isn't the answer everybody else has.
I ain't trying to be lockstep with anybody, man. I think for myself.
But that's really what it comes down to. Everybody loves to agree as long as it was their opinion first. If you have to sway them, they ain't trying to hear it.
And that was well said.
That's really what it comes down to.
Agree, as long as it's their opinion.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
If I say that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, it's cool for everybody to say it as long as I said it first. But if somebody else says it and I didn't believe it previously, I'm going to argue to the death. I can't just admit I was wrong and say, yeah, you know what, you're right. No, I gotta stay in character. I gotta be like, nah, Peyton Manning.
This man says stay in
Nah, Joe bro, we being honest? You know we ain't characters over here first and Framerates.
I say there's a lot of characters out here, but you know. Anyway, I don't have anything else to add. I think this has been a full-fledged podcast for the most part. Anybody else got something they want to add?
We'll be back in a week with more drama.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, first in Framerates, we create the drama. We're gonna gas somebody up to make another video again.
This time it'll be LT Magic and BB going at it. We're gonna be like Geppetto. We're gonna be like Geppetto in the background. It's gonna be like Throwback Thursday. They're gonna be going at each other.
Man, remember when all this whole Sims football community started? They were little ones.
Yep.
Yeah, man, those were babies,
yeah,
man.
I know.
LT graduated.
You gotta think about it. Both of them.
I don't know what BB.
LT out here, the new Ghost Rider out here. You know what I'm saying?
No kidding.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we've watched
BB lifting weights.
High school, college. Them boys done finished college.
I was
them
18,
boys like,
yo. So yeah.
I mean, me and LT literally had conversations about him being in college.
Yep.
And all 4 years he's done went through college. BB, I think he's almost done or he's just finishing college. It's like, yo, this dude's, they basically growing up in front of us. See, that's what I'm talking about. All this stuff has been going on throughout this, football sim community. People have grown up to become adults.
Through entire levels of education.
And their lives have changed. BB don't be doing these videos no more. BB got other
Hell
stuff.
no.
LT is an accountant. He done bought he bought a house and did all this other stuff. He done bought one or two motorcycles.
And not one with random people in the pictures eating some dry ass pancakes either. We're not.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying he's like
That's wild.
I'm saying he's basically.
Oh, we remember that.
He's basically evolved. He's basically evolved and done something with their lives. But you still have people year in and year out doing the same thing about bashing Madden. That tells you something. These guys have gone on to do stuff, and you still got guys around still bashing Madden. For nothing. It's like...
Yeah, I just got a side note since you brought up LT buying a house. Anybody listening to this podcast, if you haven't seen it, go look up some of Coach Ruckus's videos.
Oh.
That man was nonstop comedy. I don't care what you say.
I think I'm a pass.
Yeah, I'm passing on that. I've already...
You looked it up, and you were dying when you saw it.
Yeah, but I also had the memories of when it was done live, so
Like I said, and I didn't mention this, but he's another person. I had his personal phone number, and I've talked to him on occasions about the virtual footballer stuff. I still have him as a contact here on Skype, and I don't want to relive that again. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not funny because it was. I just don't want to relive it. Because I mean, like now, like I said, it's about enjoying games, man. We all work. We get off work. Last thing we need to do is deal with somebody who is mad at you because you like a game.
Course.
It's like, I gotta hear about this, or you're mad because we want beta codes to a game. Like, dude, we just talked about young dudes, young men who just left out of high school, went to college, and made something of themselves. They don't even make videos no more, and I'm hoping to get LT on this podcast to talk about his evolution of his life.
I ain't giving a shout out.
People that are
on here either.
Yeah, like, so people like grown ass men who claim they don't watch this podcast can see, like, look, there's life after this dumbass sim community. You can actually enjoy games and have fun.
There's actually life during it, but some people ignore that.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know, Smitty, man, I really appreciate you coming through, man. Like I said, you're very important to what's going on in my life to this day, even though we don't talk as much as we should. I really appreciate it. Bills, you know what it is. I appreciate you for being my co-host.
Oh, you already know.
DJ, I'm really going to, same thing with DJ, you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much else to say, man. Who wants to, anything else y'all want to say in closing?
Man, in closing, I just want to say, just have fun with these games, man. Like, just have fun with these games. When they come out, figure out the best way to maximize your time with them. You already paid the $60. There's no point in bashing the game without trying to find a solution yourself, because you're only going to end up more miserable than you started.
Well, hell, if you paid $60 for the game already, why? I mean, if you're bashing the game, why are you paying $60?
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
No, go
I
ahead.
just look at it like this: be critical, use constructive criticism.
Constructive keyword.
That's the main thing that, as a gamer, or when you look at anything, you want to base your opinion on. Just be constructive. Like, look at the positive, look at the negatives, and then try to find a solution. I'm like, more likely to be a solution for yourself, since you did pay $60 for a game, and you have to look at sliders, settings, all that type of stuff. So,
and then spread it to the community, because that's how you branch out in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, that's what a community should be about. It's like, it gets to a point where, look, it's either I'm going to like the game, I'm going to play it for what it is, or I'm going to dislike it and let it go. And there's a third option. Maybe there's some potential in this game, so I'm going to use a slider set and so I can enjoy the game. If you can't, if it's either one of the three. If you don't like it, just leave it alone and go do something else. It's like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I mean, Smitty, you got anything?
And sorry, right here.
Cliff again.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No, I was just
Get
saying,
back.
my daughter came in the room here. She needs some juice.
Oh, I hear.
Yeah, I'm going to go in the set. So,
it's my time
now. All I'm saying is, you're not going to cooperate with me? You're not going to work with me?
It's my time.
She's like, get off the phone, Smitty.
She's like, you remember you said F first in Framerates, right? Yeah, I was feeling that.
Gonna work with daddy. All right, but no. All I'm saying is, like I said, look, you focus on positivity, you get positivity back. That means growth, subs, things like that. One of the main things that I learned, especially when I go to stuff like EA Play and all that, like I think I said it to Bills, when you go to stuff like that, you run into all these different people that do channels and stream and all that stuff or whatever, that send out all that positive energy and vibe. They killing it out here. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that are killing it out here and got all the numbers and stuff and got all the subs and views and such.
And I use Ninja as an example.
Yeah, exactly. This dude's making $500,000 a month. You think he's sitting around, man, this game broke forever. Like, no, he's playing the game for whatever it's worth and enjoying it. And that's it. That's what people got to do, man.
If you can't enjoy it, you can do something else. Don't
go
miserable.
Exactly. That's what gaming is for. I don't remember people saying, you know what, play this game if you want to get depressed. Buy this console if you don't feel like living. Like, what? Like, when you purchase a console, you don't purchase a console to sit there and look like you've been sucking on lemons all day. Like, enjoy the game, man.
Like, bars right now.
I mean, you ain't never played this game. I ain't never bought a console for that. Like,
sucking on lemons all day, though.
Yeah, I mean,
go walk in the Best Buy with a sad emoji, man. I want this Xbox, man.
When DJ bought his stream box, what should you call it? Steam, the box, the console.
Oh, joint. Yeah.
It's like when you bought your computer components and built your joint. Who did all that to sit up here and just look at it like you sour and angry? Like it just stole money from you or something like that. Like, no, you bought it to games. So like, I'm going to go on Steam. I'm going to get these games. I'm going to get these deals. I'm going to have me some fun and enjoy with like-minded people. That's it. So when people take liking your stuff, just like VF doing the old school, there are old school crowds out there. There's people that'll cater to that. If VF keeps doing what he do, his stuff gonna blow up. You know what I mean? People will gravitate toward it. It's all about the energy you put out. That's just like what happened with Hollywood. Like you guys said, you got somebody that just shoots nothing but negative energy and hate all day. That's the kind of crowd he got. So when you point them in the direction of somebody, oh man, how come Hollywood, Mr. Upbeat and Positive, getting all these dislikes? Because you got that person with that energy. That's man.
What killed me was like, and I told him in the comment section, like, yo, why are you making this video about that? And ever since he made that video about Moody, it's like every video after that, they going in and attacking this man about him dancing in his videos, about him liking.
And they never even noticed any of that beforehand. He was doing it
right,
all the time.
I mean, That's like he does that. That's who Hollywood sports is. He's an upbeat, fun-loving guy. He likes games. He likes playing Madden. That's just he's always upbeat. And these people come just because Moody had a problem with him or whatever the case may be. You got all these people making this man videos look.
Man,
toxic.
they're like, man, these dudes are like Drake fans, yo. It's kind of depressing.
Yep, and we seen that picture of what Drake fans ultimately do with this album.
Don't you dare talk about my father like that.
Shoot that. They lay.
That's how they are on the internet.
Either that or they lay with the Scorpion.
It's like these people jumped on this man because of what another man said, and the person that said it has a negative community around him. I mean, look, I don't even care. I'm not even trying to cause drama. I'm just calling it for what it is. Moody has a negative. He has a negative community around him. Let's be honest. When was the last time you seen Moody actually have any type of enjoyment in his videos? I don't even know if the guy laughs. I don't know if he smiles. I don't know if he has enjoyment of making his. Every time he's all monotone, he's real serious. He's talking about problems in a game. It's like you don't, dog. These are video games. Why don't you enjoy what you got? I just don't see it. I mean, I'm not trying, and it's not even nothing to bash him about it. I'm just being honest.
That's being
it's like how could
constructively critical.
I mean, it's just seriously. It's like he does not. I can't. Maybe he enjoys what he's doing. There's no knock on that, but. It seems like with him, it's just he's not happy with what he's doing. That's just how it comes across. And the people in this comment section who goes to Hollywood Sports, it's like those two guys are polar opposites. Moody's all serious in his Madden videos. Hollywood Sports is happy and jumpy and real upbeat. He's happy to put gameplay up. He's happy to talk about the features. And Moody is like, man, why does guy only have one hand?
Wow.
You know, this is. I'm like serious. I'm like, and he can come at me and get mad and like, oh, he's talking about me. But I mean, I'm just saying, this is the community that we're dealing with. When you have the polar opposites bringing energy from one area to the next, it's sad, and we got to get away from that. It's like y'all said, like, look. If we enjoy these games, let's play the games for what they are. And if anybody got any insights to make the game better, let's discuss it amongst each other. I think that makes a community.
The moral of the story is change your energies, change your life.
At the end of the day, yeah. I don't have nothing else to say, man. We went on to 2.5 hours. People gonna call it a bitch fest. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing that.
I'm waiting on my food to get here. I ordered some food in 20 minutes ago, so that's what I'm waiting for.
All that, I mean, they don't have to watch. They can dislike, whatever the case may be. Like I always said, all we ask for you is to listen. I got a lot of things in order trying to get
squad.
Hey, and if they dislike, hey, I guess we're outcasts again.
Yeah.
That never changed to begin with. But I got a lot of things in. I got a lot of things in order when it comes to the podcast. A lot of positive things I'm trying to do, trying to make it grow. Got a patent pending on the name. Just trying to make things better so people can enjoy gaming and letting everybody know the reason why the old channel's not here. All right. Just a reason why the old channel's not here anymore, and just trying to do something new, man. And I appreciate y'all. And I don't have anything else to say. One more time. Anything else? Y'all good?
We're good.
All right. Thanks again, man. Y'all boys take it easy. Gonna close it out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.